pancakes. Making pancakes. But you know, Friday. Making pancakes, making pancakes.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Maddog, and this is the real episode of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG!
By the way, I mean to say the real episode 174, which I completely missed.
You already messed it up.
I already screwed it up, guys. I've had so
up.
many of these. We're gonna call this cocktail that Miss Judy Santos made the School Bully. That's the name.
School Bully.
School Bully.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it a lot.
Invented by a teacher.
Exactly.
I guess
Who
it
else?
makes it even more appropriate.
Exactly. Who else knows how to make a bully?
Yes.
And,
I don't know how to make a bully.
it's really good, and it has lemon. I'm gonna give you
Yes,
that much.
yes.
Those voices, of course. First off, across the pond, that is Florida, is Mr. Bert, aka Chaos Reaper. What is up, sir?
What's going on, everybody? Here back again. The one, the only Chaos Reaper. Yes, sir. It is I.
Yes.
From the very beginning, because I'm trying to make it to the very beginning of each podcast every time I can.
And we appreciate that, sir. So how is the weather across the pond?
It's raining.
It's raining. Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah.
that's interesting. It's similar to here. Mr. David Santos,
That's
aka
me.
Dream Twister, is also here.
Yes, and I'm facing this way.
Thank God this is a video podcast, and people wouldn't know what we're talking about.
I would really like to know what way are you facing?
Away from Maddog's microphone, because people have been saying that there's a little bit of echo, so we're trying to avoid that. So I am in the corner.
He's literally in the corner. He's got
Put
this
him in the corner.
cone-shaped hat in his head right now.
Dunce at the top. I mean,
Yeah.
on the rim.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If this is your first time listening, please go to goodgame.tech. Join the conversation there. It takes you right to our Facebook group. And also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do is first, we start with what we have been up to.
How many of these have you had?
Wow, like how
She made
you
this
have a nice buzz going because it sounds pretty good.
You are off your game, sir.
I think so. She made this last one a double, so maybe that's
Oh.
yeah, it's possible. Yes, as I was saying, what we normally do, we do what we've been up to, move on to various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic
Hot topic.
is rapid fire questions.
Oh,
I am
Lord.
so excited for this because
shit.
first off,
For it.
my two co-hosts have no idea what these questions are.
No, we are completely at your mercy, sir.
Now, they are completely gaming related. However, the rules of the game are simple. You have literally, we'll call it 2 seconds to answer. So it's really the top, whatever pops into your head right after you listen to the question.
What? 5. Can we do 5 seconds? 5 seconds. Can we do
5 seconds it is.
2 seconds? A little short there, buddy. Like, I don't think I can think that fast.
Well, if I were to say, what is your favorite color?
Black.
All right. That
There
was
you
2
go.
seconds.
That was the second.
Yeah? Are you gonna?
Okay.
Is each question gonna be that simple?
Well, you know.
Somebody
That's
asked me today, "What's your top 5 movies of all time?" And that took me like forever.
Oh, no. That's
You're
something.
still thinking.
I
know.
give it 5, and it's a solid 5. But I don't know, like those will be like all time.
It's debatable. It's like, yeah. I can't do a top 5 in it, but this is not the type of rapid fire. This is obviously going to be quick, like explained out questions, and as it's coming out, boom, where's your answer?
Okay.
There are many of them, about 40 total. So it'll be good.
Nice.
It'll be good.
It'll be the SATs of a podcast.
Yes, and I expect complete 1,600 scores from both of you.
Yeah, you go.
Wow.
Will do, sir. Will do. Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, let's first start with what we have been up to. Mr. David Santos.
Who, me?
It's you.
Yeah, you.
All right.
That's
so
not me.
I'll get this out of the way real quick because it hasn't been much. Honestly, I'm still playing The Witcher. Because and that surprise, that game's gonna be probably a couple months.
Couple of months of every week is gonna be like, well, more Witcher.
Yeah. At some points, it's gonna be like, yeah, Witcher. I'm level this. Moving on. But I did try to play something different this before starting the podcast. I was playing some Shovel Knight
Yes.
because because I was reading this book. I'm not sure. I believe I might have mentioned it actually last podcast, but it's called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, and it is written by Jason Schreier, a journalist from Kotaku, and it's almost it's almost like vignettes almost of the development of different games. I'm still in the middle of it, so I'm not ready to do a review on it just yet, but it is kind of interesting to hear the stories on the development of, say, for example, Destiny and Diablo 3 and Shovel Knight and Stardew Valley, and games like that, from indie titles to like the big AAA titles, and the ups and downs and the craziness that is game development. So it kind of gives you each chapter is based on a different game. So anyway,
That sounds pretty cool.
it's really good so far. It's very interesting. One of the titles was dedicated to Shovel Knight, and
Really?
yeah, and it was talking about the development of from this guy that this was his his passion project to the point to where he just poured everything into it, and even his his savings, everything. It was very close to the wire when he posted it on Kickstarter. And anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna give a review of it just yet because I'm still listening to it, but it did give me an appreciation for it, and I was like, you know what? I know I'm in the middle of The Witcher, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it, but let me just sit down, for at least the hour that I had, and really see what the game is about, because I started playing it for a little bit. Well, it was in the middle of a lot of other games that I was playing, and like I never gave it a fair shake. I think I put like 3 hours on it at top, at most. So it turns out I can see his vision very realized. He wanted to make a game that mimicked pretty much any what Nintendo would have, what we imagine the Nintendo 8-bit games were, the NES games were, and fair enough. There's some NES games that are, pretty crappy, but there are also some obviously a lot of gems. So he's trying to do, the type of games, excuse me, that type of, that type of game that takes you back to the way you remember those games being, even if they were not exactly like that, because obviously that would not be like 16 by 9 or anything like that, or have so pristine graphics and no flicker or anything, but yeah, man, that game is, I think is it $20 or $25?
The Shovel Knight?
Yeah,
No,
the collector.
it's like, the collector. Oh, I don't know. I have to
Oh,
look.
the one that has everything.
I think I saw the one with the plushie for like $25, and I really, really wanted it.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because there was a physical release.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did a little bit. I intend to go back to it a little bit more, but I haven't done any much gaming other than The Witcher. I mean, I have done a lot of gaming, but it's only been The Witcher. So unfortunately, there's no new games for now.
Well, you got the best game of this generation, as far as I'm concerned. So
I'm
you're
set.
good.
Yeah, I'm set for at least until what's coming next. What's on the horizon? And don't say Catherine, because I know Catherine, but something else.
It's less than 2 weeks away, buddy. Just saying.
Yeah. I did. I did watch. I was actually enjoying this. Uh, this. It's kind of like a musical comedy from these two British ladies called called Flo and Joan. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Yeah, they're actually I discovered them almost by accident on YouTube. They have a song about bumblebees or some shit, but it was
What?
yeah, it was kind of it was kind of dumb and it was actually a funny song. They basically there's two sisters, even though they don't really look alike, and they played, one of them played the piano, the other one sing, or they both sing, and they talk about, I don't know, just like they do comedy through their music. So there was a Amazon. I after I saw a couple of videos of the songs and enjoyed them, I started researching to see if there was more material. Maybe if there was like they were touring or something, it would be like, oh, you know what, this would be cool if they came into Orlando. They were at like improv or something like that. And then I saw that they actually had an Amazon Prime special.
Really?
So yeah, and it came out, I want to say it actually came out yesterday, surprisingly enough. So I was like, oh yeah. So, or not yesterday, sorry, this week. So I watched it, and it was funny. It was good. If you like, first of all, it's British comedy, so some of the things might just go over your head if you're not into it that much. But some of the things are universal, of course. It's silly, and if you like, or if you can appreciate, first of all, the ladies are very, very talented. So even if you could just appreciate the music aspect of it, I think you have a good time. But on top of that, they are very witty also, and their lyrics are very, very, very wacky. Also, sort of irreverent, here or there. Not too crass, not too crazy, but I don't think it's something that you watch, that I will say, oh, it's for the whole family, because it's not,
Mm.
But yeah,
It's usually not.
it's yeah, especially those comedy comedy shows when there's a HBO special, for example. Uh, they could be they could be pretty not PG. So Flo and Joe, if you had the
Flo
opportunity,
and Joe. Okay.
yeah.
Flo and Joe.
And sorry, and Joan.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah. Close enough. Yeah. They have several YouTube videos, and where some of them are appearances that they have made at different comedy clubs. Some others are just like stuff that they've recorded for YouTube directly. It's very entertaining, and I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Okay.
That's all I've been doing.
All right, so
Well, it's
Mr.
actually pretty good.
Chaos Reaper, what you been up to, sir?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I did a lot of driving.
Oh,
Oh, you moved?
No, I was just visiting my wife.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
oh, I honestly do. I feel for you, man. I remember when, not to cut you off in your story, by the way, but I
No.
remember
Go ahead. Honestly, this is gonna be the shortest part anyway.
my wife went to New York. She was, because her mom was living up there and she was sick or something like that. She went out there. She went there for a good, like, I want to say almost 2 weeks, right? Dude, the first 4 days it was like bachelor pad. Like woohoo, yeah, just coming home and throwing a game. I can play as long as I want, and go to sleep
Nobody's gonna
late.
call me.
Yeah, nobody's gonna
nothing.
mess with me.
Great.
Yeah, dude. By that first weekend, I was like, this sucks. I miss my wife. You know what I mean? And so I feel you, sir. I feel you. You're at least making the trip all the way out there, so that's something. But it can get taxing, so I can understand.
It is. It's 3.5 hours each way, and I mean, if it's not just me, my car is suffering too.
Oh, I can
Sure.
imagine.
But
Like
honestly, I watched some more of Hunter x Hunter. I finished the first season.
Nice.
Nice.
It gets better on the second one. I mean, the first season is literally just laying everything out,
Mhm.
and the characters are very likable, which is the only reason I stuck with this show. And the second one gets a lot more flashy. I mean, I've watched a couple of episodes, but I can't wait to see what they're actually gonna do in this show.
Mm.
I rewatched Inglorious Bastards.
Yes.
Yes,
Is that movie not amazing?
that movie is all of the amazing.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
That movie is so good. So I really I enjoy watching it. But I'm not gonna lie, Brad Pitt is such a cool character.
He is hilarious, dude.
Oh,
He's
he's so good.
hysterical. I love it.
He's when he says that he knows the most Italian. Oh God.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Like, can you sound any more southern?
It's ridiculous, dude.
Southern.
He is. He
He's
sounds
from
like
Tennessee.
yeah. The character
Wow.
he's playing is like this Tennessee guy,
Wow.
real not real country, but very country. And
Like his accent is very thick, you know.
thick, yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that he's the one that knows the most Italian, but
He's got dude that introduction scene when he first like recruits the
Oh,
bastards.
so good.
Oh, it's my favorite scene. It's one of
So
one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. And he's just like, and he goes, I'm half Apache, or part Apache, and
Part of
I,
that scene.
yeah, I want, well, you guys owe me 100 Nazi scalps. You know,
Yes.
that's how he sounds.
Yes.
Nazi, not Nazi, Nazi.
Nazi. Yeah. It's so good. It is such a good movie. My God.
Yeah, I agree.
Please, Dream. Please, for all that is good and holy in this planet Earth, tell me you've watched this movie.
Sir, you have learned nothing. Obviously, I told you already. If you start asking me, have you seen? The answer you're gonna get is gonna be disappointed. So,
Well, I mean, you said yes to a couple of them.
well, and they are on my list. The problem is I don't sit down to watch movies too much. I find it too passive. Like I find it like yes, I could be entertained maybe if not force me, but if you convince me to sit down and I'll watch something, I'll enjoy it, you know. But it's that first step of deciding to just sit down and do nothing for 2 hours. You know that's the part
I
where
mean,
I
you're
find it-
doing something. You're watching the goddamn movie.
Yeah, but it's watching. You know, I need a controller in the hand.
Oh
know.
my God.
And
Glorious
And I-
Bastards video game.
oh, there you go.
I mean, are you gonna let me scalp 100 Nazis? I'll give you 100 scalps. You know, fuck that.
I got a game for you. It's called Wolfenstein. Thank you.
They don't let me scalp people there, do they?
I'm not sure.
I don't
No.
think Scout, but he does have a hatchet.
Yeah.
That he does. That is true.
Yeah.
I remember that.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but it's not Inglourious Bastard anyways, alright? It's not the same thing.
Yeah. No, it's not.
But yeah, other than that, I have not played Apex, have not played Overwatch, have not played Final Fantasy 14. I
Who the fuck are you?
Wow.
barely squeezed in some Monster Hunter World, which I'm actively playing at this moment as we speak and record this podcast. I am farming away the greatest Digress because they put the event quest again. And I'm super happy.
Oh,
I've got 2 really good jewels so far, and I need more.
You can't be bothered to put the controller away
How-
to
how-
do a podcast.
Dude,
How-
this is this is so mindless.
Yeah.
It's
got-
just farming, yeah. What is how many jewels you need to get?
It depends on what build I'm looking to do. Like I did it this morning, and I got a jewel for a very important jewel for the Charge Blade build.
Mhm.
I'm still looking for one for my bow build. Uh,
I
and they're
realized
very
when I
rare. So like you get like 30 jewels, and you may not, and you're probably not gonna get what you want, but you have better chances than just farming tempered elder dragons.
Mhm. I remember I decided like there's what 14 weapons or something like that. And very early on, I was like, I'm not going to master all of them, but I will pick a
Not
few.
supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the insect glaive is it's hands down my favorite. The
I
insect
remember
glaive,
you jumping all over the bitch with that.
it frustrated everyone because they were like, look at this guy, he's just hopping around. What is he doing up there? I absolutely love that freaking thing. That one, I also had the switch axe, which I thought was really awesome. And fuck, what was the last one? I can't remember what the last one was. I think the other one was just like the Great Blade or something like that.
um, I mained the great sword.
The Great Sword.
I,
That's the one.
I love that great sword. That weapon is so fucking good. I remember I cleared the whole campaign with just a great sword, and I have a friend, Dark. He
Mhm.
says that I'm completely insane for doing that.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of the Elder Dragons, it's really hard. Hell, some of the regular monsters are really hard to fight them with a great sword because you're so slow. You have
Very
to
slow, yeah.
measure your hits so well.
Yeah.
And like for example, Kushala is one that's a pain in the ass to fight with great sword.
That's the,
And
the wind one, right? Wind
yeah,
dragon.
yeah, yeah. And even Rathalos a pain in the ass to fight with the great sword because he moves so much. He's always flying, and you're not gonna get to him. So my usual tactic is I find any ledge, anything that I can jump off, so I can mount the monster, and
Mhm.
that was my strategy. I would just mount monsters, knock him down, and hit him as hard as I could, and then just to repeat the process of mounting again, and eventually, killing them off.
Yeah. I remember I was with you for many of those.
Yeah, and now the dual blades have actually caught up to the amount of missions I've done because dude, the dual blades are so fucking cool. Whew.
Yeah, the dual blades are. They're very
Yeah.
good.
I would like to do I did a light bowgun build and a heavy bowgun build because those are like the two strongest weapons in the game, and they're like very safe.
Oh, that's the one I did. I take that back. I'm sorry. So I did the switch axe, which is also a heavy, um, and the light bowgun.
Oh, okay. So I
Those are
I
the
just
three.
finished the build for the light bowgun recently.
Hmm.
It was really annoying. A lot of great Jagras had to die for that build to be completed.
Oh wow, wow.
Here's to the
Uh,
great Jagras.
Here's to the great
dies.
Jagras. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Many Jagras died in the delivery.
In the making
Yeah,
of this weapon.
Definitely a lot of Jagras were harmed in the making of this. But honestly, yeah, that's it. That's all. That's literally all I've done.
All right. Well, I haven't done much, but a
Wow,
little
this
bit
has
more.
been a really bleak week, hasn't it? Everybody's
yeah.
like, yeah, I haven't done much.
You know what? Let's just end the podcast right here because it's starting to get depressing.
Well,
we should
look,
we
that
should
is
all just go
life.
to play, except for you, Chaos, because you're already playing
I'm
as we're recording. So you
the
know how to live life.
the truth is, if I'm being honest, I'm still playing Thronebreaker and I'm still loving the hell out of the game. However,
Even though they sacrificed one of your cards.
oh my God, yes, it wasn't even a sacrifice. Oh, it hurt me, sir. It hurt me. You don't understand. So
What you do?
let me take a
Please
second.
explain to me, what does this card do that is so goddamn special?
So this card is the Black Rayla card, and when you get to play this card, she has a special ability that lets you literally look into your deck. So if you've ever played Gwen or any kind of card game, obviously your deck is face down, so you don't know what's coming up next. That's the
Right.
point of the card game, right? This card literally lets me look into the deck and select anything I want from there, right? Now, it's because of that allowed me to get, dude, that one, and it's not, you can only do it once, right? Because it allows you just to do that one time. But
Too much of a strong effect, of course.
the the combination of that and a couple of other cards, one of which will recharge her so she can do it twice, and then another one which was Reynard or something like that, which would anybody who has charges. Charges are something you can basically do like her move to go and select into the deck is considered a charge.
Okay.
Somebody else has, they can, I don't know, attack the other side with something. It's a charge. You have one card that can literally reload everybody on the board that's played with a new charge. So, oh, dude, she was. If I had that, and the other one who was able to reload her twice, and the other one that can just reload everybody who has charges in the hand to battle, it was over. It was this is going to be just, it was just ridiculous how awesome that thing worked. In the story is where things get it. She didn't die. I think I probably would have been less upset if she did die. You know what I mean? 'Cause she literally, so my character, Queen Meave, right? Or I should say, Black Rayla hates elves, right? Her lands
kind of racist.
Her lands are attacked by it. She's got bad problems with them. We had a battle where we get to this cave and there's a bunch of elves and we basically spank their asses. Then we get into the cave and they find out that the reason these elves were here protecting it was because inside the cave was a sort of a makeshift hospital for wounded elves. She wanted to eliminate them all. Just like, wait, and of course, me being the queen, I was like, no, whoa. It's one thing if they're attacking us. It's something else if they're sitting here wounded. You know what I mean?
That is some cold-blooded shit.
It is. Yeah. It is, right?
It's The Witcher.
It is The Witcher, yeah. So my decision at that point was, no, we're not going to do it, right? And it doesn't give you the Rayla, Black Rayla will remember this. But in my head, I was going, fuck, she's going to fucking remember this. I know something's going to happen, whatever. So we get to the main story. The main story moves on, and it goes on for a while. It's like a good 6-7 hours later in the story, and and we're talking, and she's going back, and I'm trying to convince her to stay, and she's like, no, you're too lenient. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's fucking leaving. No. And she just told the queen off like that, and boom, she was gone. And I was like, and then the thing comes up with the card and right through the middle. I was like, no. I was like, you can't do this to me. Oh, dude. But so now I haven't gone back since, but I'm like I have to rethink my tactics with everything. You know, because
I'm sorry to interrupt, but does that mean the card is out permanently off the game?
Yes.
Holy shit.
She will not come back. She will not be part of my army. Yeah.
And they incorporated that into the story.
Yes. And it happens often. There's a character who is a monster hunter. Believe it or not. He's a monster hunter who I convinced through many different things to come with me. And he's pretty badass too. The way his card works, even if he's in the deck and I'm not even playing him, anytime one of my cards get attacked, he goes up 2 points. So if I get to pull him at any point, sometimes he's like at 40, 50 points, something ridiculous. I'm like, and then I just play one card and boom, it's like it's like throwing the big joker in space. If anybody plays spades, you know what I mean? So,
oh yeah,
it
took me a moment. Like, what the hell are you talking about, the Joker?
So anyway, yes, they can leave, and if obviously you make a decision or something that jeopardizes a union between you and some characters, they could be gone, and they become integral to your party because you use them, especially when you really learn how to use them well. And so but Black Rayla was when I first got her, I wasn't sure what she was doing, and then when I saw what she did, any card from the deck I won. I'm like, oh my god, this is a lifesaver at any point by itself. Combine that with some other cards. Like I would use her if I didn't even have the other cards that I would use her. I would use her to start bringing one out, and then I'll reload her and then bring somebody else out, and forget it, dude. It was anyway. I don't want to stick too long on Thronebreaker, but it's the story. Like I said, of the game is so well done. Yeah. It's ridiculous. This is a card. It shouldn't even be this good. And it's like I said, it's
no business being this good.
No business being better. The story of this game is literally better than 80% of games I play. Period.
Yeah.
And this is
That's kind of embarrassing.
It is ridiculously. It's voice acted well with accents and everything. It feels like I was playing a section for my wife so she can see, and she goes, "This is like Game of Thrones." I'm like, "Right?
What?
Yes." She's like, "It's like Game of Thrones." And it's anyway. Really, really good, obviously, and I'm not letting go playing that. However, I did stream earlier this week a little
Yes.
game.
I wasn't able to watch, but
It's okay. It's in there. I'll put some highlights at some point. The Last Guardian from Team Eco.
really,
Oh.
Yes, the game
Why?
that took 15 years to release. Well, I played Shadow of the Colossus, which, by the way, Chaos, I have not forgotten. I have just forgotten. Okay.
you know, I remembered a couple of days ago. I'm like, I'm not gonna remind you. I don't want to sound like I'm pushy or anything.
So, for those who don't know, I finished Shadow of the Colossus, and I'm going to mail it to Chaos so he can play because he's never played. And
yeah,
I'm interested,
I gotta change my address now. By the way.
Oh, okay, good.
So that's a
thing.
good
You're
thing.
gonna
that he
send it
didn't
to the old apartment. That's no bueno.
He'll never get it too.
No.
Yeah, and I have it literally on this little wall, like before you. It's like a half wall that right before you leave my house. I have it sitting there, and every time it seemed fallar, I just walk out and I'm like, fuck, I need to take that to the damn post office. So that's my bad, but you will eventually get it. But the point is, I played that, and so Team Eco being Team Eco, a company that's been around forever, and they've made 3 games total. Eco, obviously, and then Shadow of the Colossus, which is probably their best game, period. So I was like, you know what? I got it for cheap. I want to say I got like $15 or something like that. It's like, let me play this game. And so far, I got to tell you, not horrible. I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
I can't imagine it being horrible.
Well, I mean, the reviews weren't fantastical or anything. Nothing
I
like
think-
Shadow of the Colossus or anything.
I think it's because that game took so long that it was never gonna meet the hype that it had.
That is true. That is very true. The controls is also the other thing. The controls, I think playing Shadow Colossus recently helped. You know what I mean? But the controls are very just antiquated. It's just like it's like to jump is triangle. I'm like, who the hell puts a jump button on triangle? You know what I mean?
Skyrim.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah,
I want to say Bethesda did that. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't a crucial part of the game.
I
can definitely say it's a crucial part of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's anything like Shadow of the Colossus, anything at all, then jumping is pretty fucking important.
Happens very often. Trico, which is the cat bird
Dog, cat,
thing.
bird,
Yeah,
dog.
Trico is a Pokemon, okay?
Yes, the Pokemon Trico is an interesting, and a lot of people used to say, "Oh, he doesn't listen. He does whatever he wants." I've played a good 2 hours of it, and he doesn't jump on a dime. He's his own animal. He's gonna take his time to do whatever it is you tell him to do. But visually, the game is like some of the animations of the little boy are Studio Ghibli awesome. You know what I mean? It's like this
Really?
really looks amazing. And then you look at Trico, and it's just the little nuances that they've made him do. Just he licks his paw and then does and when he goes to leap, he's like a cat that kind of measures it out and shakes his ass for a second before he jumps. It's just
you're right. It's those little details that really bring things out. Like, makes it feel so much alive.
Exactly. And the frame rate's a little bit of an issue. It's not like Blythetown bad, but it does dip, and you can tell, especially in the open areas. But it's not game breaking. I really feel they should be able to tighten that up, but it's definitely not game breaking. Other than that, I mean, it's enjoyable. I'm going to stream it again. Where I left it off, I'm just going to pick up from there and just keep going. Because I did enjoy my time with it, and like I said, I'm enjoying just using Trico it's a puzzle game. Is really what it is. It's just like Shadow of the Colossus. It's like, yeah, you're battling, but you're really trying to. It's a puzzle to figure out how to take this thing down. You know what I mean? Same thing here. It's like, okay, we need to get over there. I can't reach because I'm this little boy. He can. How do I make him do it and take me with him? And it's stuff like that. So it's interesting. I really do enjoy it. So I would definitely well, I don't know if I would recommend it, but I can definitely say go take a look at the stream, and I'll probably stream it again. Probably I'm going to try to stream tomorrow.
So this is not a game you're gonna be mailing to me?
Well, I have it digital, so I can't mail it anyway. But if I did, I
Yeah.
would. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem. But yeah, I have it. I got a digital version. So from that, I've watched a couple things. So I'll go through them real quick here. First off, my wife and I we finished season 2 of Mindhunter, and this has quickly become one of my favorite Netflix shows. It is. This is a much more. There is a much more psychological aspect to this show, which is so freaking crazy, and it's based on real life because it's all the serial killers that they end up interviewing and or trying to help stop or anything like that in this show. They are real. These are real people, and what you're seeing is real events. What's not real is the two FBI agents. What I mean by not real is that they're based off of other FBI agents, but not they're not using their name or anything like that, so it's not real to life that way. But it's really really good. It is a slower show. It's meant to be more of a slower show, but I've never thought I've watched a show or anything where an interview can be so unnerving. You know what I mean?
Really?
Do you remember the interview from um, The Dark Knight, right? When he
Yeah.
first sits down with him, it's not as electrifying as that because obviously at some point they start beating each other up. But
That's the Batman and fucking.
correct, yeah,
Joker.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's the lunacy of the Joker and the fact that he's asking stuff and saying stuff to literally poke and prod into the mind of Batman. And that's what's happening here. It's happening back and forth though, because you have them trying to figure out what makes these serial killers tick. One of them is oh gosh, I can't remember this. Ed Heckler or Ed Kemper, which is again a real serial killer. This guy is so freaking scary. I would never want to meet this dude in my life. In my life, I would never meet him. First off, he's like 6'9". Okay.
What?
Yes, he is
Damn.
a huge dude. And he is huge in real life too. So they got, I mean, might as well be his brother. You know what I mean? But
I don't know if that's something you want to be like related with.
I agree, but the real life Ed Kemper and the story as well. This is a serial killer who got away with all the murders that he got away with and turned himself in because he felt he wasn't right for this world. That's
What?
scary. That's some scary shit. Most serial killers,
What?
they're very narcissistic, and he is narcissistic.
Of course.
But you know they like to play with the authorities and they like to get their name out and they like to get involved with investigation, all this stuff. He did too, but he realized if he kept going, this wasn't gonna, to the point where he has actually he's gonna come up for parole several times and has declined because he's like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this world. You know what I mean? And he knows it, you know, and that's insane, dude.
What
It's
does that
insane.
even mean, though? What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ready for this world or whatever. Like, what? What are you talking about?
It is, and let me tell you, he's got this weird way of talking, but he's also really, really smart. Dude, the show is crazy. It's an awesome show, but again, it's a lot of what you're seeing. Yes, sometimes there's some investigation to figure out if somebody's doing something, but most of what they do is just interviewing and trying to get into the mind of these serial killers, and these are based off of the real interviews that obviously that occur. These guys are the ones who first created, like the show Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Well, basically that unit in Criminal Minds, this is the inception of that unit. This is how they came to do that. Instead of saying, hey, this guy's nuts, we just need to take him out, it's more like, okay, what's making him nuts? What can we learn from him so we can understand other serial killers? So that's essentially Criminal Minds. So this is essentially like how that unit in the FBI was born. So I highly recommend that show. Show's not very long. I think the first season is like 10 episodes, second season 9. It's easily done. But man, it can weigh on you after you watch it, you know, because you just realize, man, these people are out there, dude, and these are just the ones that we know that got caught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn themselves in.
Or in this case for Kemper, he turned himself in because he was like, yeah, I'm never gonna get caught, so I might as well do it for him. And he's a fascinating character.
You know how fucked up that is? The serial killer was like, yeah, I'm just like, you know what? They're never gonna catch me. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world. I'm gonna turn myself in.
Yeah, that's crazy. That
Like that is insane.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. Um, the last thing I saw is probably one of the worst movies in the 90s. I think we can probably all agree with this. However, I love this freaking movie, and it is called Hackers,
Oh,
which with Johnny Lee Miller and oh my God, how can I forget her name? Uh, hold on, it'll come up right here for me. You guys are gonna laugh at me when Angelina Jolie.
there you go.
Wow.
I can't even remember her name. So this movie is not good. I don't know if anybody see. I assume everybody's seen this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, it is very of its era.
But I don't know why. I don't know why, dude. I love. There's something about it. I just remember being with a crew like that was just weird and silly, and they were into stuff that no one else was into, and it just reminds me of that so much that I don't even know why I put it on. I think we had some people over, and I just said, I'm not really going to pay attention to anything, so let me just put something I've already seen. And
And you
it's
saw the
just-
whole movie.
and I saw the entire movie and laughed and enjoyed it. And yes, I recognize that it is shit.
It's a cult classic.
That's honestly the best part.
What? That is shit?
That you recognize that it's total shit. But you know what? I have movies like that. Like I know that Jurassic Park: The Lost World, it's a bad fucking movie, but I like that movie.
Me too. I can't argue that. I cannot argue it. This has some of the funniest versions of what people thought hacking looked like. You know what I mean? It's so hilarious to see. You know, I look at it and this look like it's like you've seen it, right? So they're going into this 3D world to find this file, and I'm like, this is the slowest computer in the world that we're using now, and it's supposed to be the fastest because you're floating around looking for a file of some sort. It's just so lame.
You know, all right. So you think that was a bad movie, and it's true. It was bad, especially in its the way it shows the technology, you know. But it also reminds me of another movie that I didn't think it was that great, but I still enjoy a lot when I get to watch it, even though I haven't watched it in probably 10 years. Lawnmower Man.
What?
Oh, Lawnmower Man! Wow, I didn't like
Well,
that movie. Yeah.
That ending was amazing to me. It gave me chills. The phone's ringing everywhere because that's what he kept saying, right? That when when he was escaped from the cyberspace, was it? That the way that people were gonna know was that every phone in the whole world was gonna ring, something like that. Stupid movie, but awesome show of what the virtual reality, was, and dude, just the concept itself is crazy. And another one that reminded another terrible movie that I will also watch all the time. And this one has nothing to do with technology. I just remember it because it's a terrible movie. It is Gleaming the Cube.
Oh, that's not a terrible movie though. I
have no idea what that is.
I would argue against that being a terrible movie.
Gleaming the Cube with Emilio. Was it Emilio Estevez?
No,
it was
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater. Thank you. Yeah, Christian Slater. And Tony Hawk was in it, and it was that movie.
Tony Hawk was in it. I forgot about that.
Really?
Yeah. It's a story of a high school skateboard kid. In essence, it's a drama, and he's dealing with the loss of his brother who gets killed for some reason I can't recall right now. But it's all about the skateboard grunge type of life.
They're basically going because in the movie it shows his adopted brother. I guess he sees something that he was not meant to supposed to see. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he gets killed by this like mafia group or something. And the whole thing is that he goes, the brother obviously, I guess he wants to enact revenge, even though he's like like a high school kid, almost.
He was taking them down basically. He was trying
Yeah,
to take down the group. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess it's. I mean, we were talking about terrible movies. I wouldn't necessarily say it was terrible. You're right. It deserves a little bit more praise, but still, the concept of it was ridiculous. He at the end he is skating in a metal skateboard. That it will be like super heavy.
Yeah.
It was made of that that metal that you see on like heavy duty trucks where you stand on.
My
It has that particular crisscrossing design. Well,
Yeah.
that's what he's using for skateboard. At
that
the end,
makes sense.
that's the
Sure.
super weapon. That's his super weapon.
Yeah.
That's his
Yeah.
super weapon.
Yeah.
He gets their attention or something, and then he goes off running, and it becomes this chase that he's running, and he's got the mafia behind him, and then the cops that are helping the kid are following them, and it becomes this weird thing, and then his skateboarder friends get involved, and they all come help out, and it's yeah, it's silly.
It's
but
magical.
It's magical
Okay.
in not a real magic way.
Yeah.
In a real non-magical way.
Exactly.
Gleaming the Cube. There you go. A movie that I've seen that Chaos hasn't seen.
Oh snap!
Well, I mean, hey man, by all means, enjoy it.
Put it
I
in
know.
put it on your list.
I'll
No.
watch it when you watch Pulp Fiction.
Okay, there you go. All
It's-
right.
It's
You
got
watch it first, and then you let me know, and then I'll pay.
No. You're gonna trick me like that.
No, man. I'll Scout's honor.
Sure.
He's not even a scout.
Sure.
Shut up.
It's got a 29 on Rotten Tomatoes for the record, Gleaming the
Yeah.
Cube, and Hackers has a 33.
Oh
I-
wow. I should tell you.
I win.
I mean, you said that it wasn't garbage.
You
Well,
certainly-
after you said that Hackers is garbage, but
I
Yeah.
know.
this one has a lower. Okay, that
Evidently.
makes sense.
To be fair, I haven't seen it in many years, and I did enjoy seeing it when I did see it. But that is all that I have been up to, gentlemen.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession. Don't you agree?
And we're back, guys, and it is time for our trailer of the week.
I was not gonna hold it for that long.
I hear you, sir. I felt it though. I felt it came from your soul. That's all right. No wrong. Yeah, even though it was short and sweet. The trailer of the week this week, guys, is The Mandalorian.
Hell yes.
Little title coming to
Awesome.
Disney Plus.
Oh fuck. No,
Yeah.
never mind. Never mind. I'm out. How much is this gonna cost me?
So
I don't mind.
honestly, I the moment they were doing it, and I saw it's $7 a month for Disney Plus, for the record, and there is a deal that you can get Disney, Hulu, and ESPN for I think it's $12 a month. So that'll probably be the one I go for. That said, this looks legit, film quality, so it's clear that Disney is flexing its money muscles here.
Yes.
What did you guys think of this trailer? We'll start with Chaos.
It looked amazing. The action looked awesome. You know, especially with the Star Wars setting. Like, it opens with this extremely grim scene of stormtrooper helmets on pikes.
Mhm.
Very, very Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
I'm excited for it
Yeah, looks interesting. Are you gonna buy into Disney Plus?
because they bundle up with Hulu. I already have Hulu, so if we can bundle it up, why not?
Me too. I got the same thing. Yeah, Mr. Dream Twister, what'd you think?
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I honestly I wasn't following too much on it because of course not a lot of things were said about this. As a matter of fact, I don't think until today we heard about we heard about a teaser trailer or anything like that. This was actually a good trailer because it gave us enough. Or would you call this a teaser?
It is called a teaser, but I mean, I got what I needed out of it. I don't need to see any more.
That was a teaser?
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. It was like,
what happened to teasers when it was literally one scene and maybe show you the title and that was it?
Money, bro, money.
That was a full-on trailer. They spoke and everything. There was nothing teasing about it.
Well, yeah, there was no exposition. I feel like a lot of trailers now they have a lot of exposition, not the whole exposition, obviously, but enough. Enough word is said for you to grasp what this is about. This one is a lot of scenes that look cool, that show actually the high production values of it, but nothing that told us, for example, what is it really about? I mean, we heard we heard a line when it says something saying like something about bounty hunters, of course.
Bounty hunting is hard or something.
Bounty hunter, yeah. Bounty hunter is serious business or something.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
For the record, I don't think that's what it was.
Something like that. But you got closer than I did.
Yeah. We still don't know who is the main character that they're showing here, which looks to be a very Boba Fettish. Boba Fett. Boba Fettish.
I will not be Googling that.
No, do not. Figure, and you guys were saying, oh yeah, this it looks like it's gonna be based on the character Boba Fett, and I'm like, oh guys, really? Is this what it's gonna be reduced to? I'm ready to know something exciting about the Star Wars universe without having to go like a proper spin-off. We don't. I don't need to go into the story of characters that have already been presented to us. I don't mind cameos because we saw a cameo actually, or I don't know if it's gonna end up being a main protagonist, character, but we saw Lando there, old Lando, and that was cool.
I don't think that was Lando, sir.
Oh no. Sorry. The fuck was that? Because I've seen him before.
The actor you've seen him, he played Apollo Creed.
Okay, yeah, here you go.
That's Carl Weathers. So here's a quick synopsis. The series this is actually going to be good news for you, Dreamy. The series takes place in a time after the fall of the Empire and before the rise of the First Order, and focuses on the titular Mandalorian, a lone gunslinger played by Pedro Pascal. For those who don't know who Pedro Pascal is, he played the Viper on Game of Thrones.
Nice.
He will be joined by Gina Carano's Cara Dune, which is personally, I don't think she's a great actress, but that's okay. I'll give her a shot. And a former rebel shock trooper who's a bit of a loner, and Carl Weathers playing Grief Marga, the head of a guild of bounty hunters. This actually looks like not to be Boba Fett. This is somebody else completely different, a lone gunslinger. So that's actually even more exciting now that I think about it.
Yeah. Especially the actor that's playing it. It's like, oh yeah, I love the Viper on the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our trailer of the week, guys, The Mandalorian. I'll make sure to post that. It literally just came out a few hours ago, this trailer. They did announce that D23 is happening or going to be happening soon, and they did announce it was coming out today, and I figured it would come out earlier, but all day, never didn't see shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's not coming. And it just dropped here like at 8:30 at night. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on to the news. The useless news that you can use. Sorry. I was going to say the news to abuse. Damn, I was going to say it. You messed me up with that, man. I cannot get that out of my head now. Keeping it on the Disney news, D23 obviously has had some announcements, so I just want to quickly roll through some of them and get your guys' feedback on them. Starting with the Marvel's WandaVision, which stars obviously Scarlet Witch and Vision. His show is going to co-star Darcy from Thor and Ant-Man's FBI babysitter. Yeah, I don't know about this.
Yeah. First of all, I surprised that was the opening of the of all the news, since we had a big talk. Oh, I mean, huge things happen, or at least one megaton happened on this week. But yeah, I guess we can start with that.
Well, this is D23 news. The Megaton you're referring, I wanted to keep it with because the Mandalorian is coming out at D23.
Okay.
Just trying to do a nice little segue here that you're
Okay.
ruining for me now, but that's fine.
Okay, that's fine then.
So yeah,
yeah, I don't have much to say
I
about
don't
this.
much to say on that. I don't know if Chaos has anything to say about WandaVision.
Not particularly.
Live action Lady and the Tramp trailer. Also
Oh my
comes out.
god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one
of
is. Oof, I don't know. That one's gonna.
God.
Yeah.
This is Disney. Like they don't have to create anything else anymore, right? For their animation, they could just rely on, okay, let's take all of the movies that we have done and let's just live action the shit out of them, because people are going to the theaters for them.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone for any of them. Actually, no, that's not true. I was curious the first time I saw I think it was the Beauty and the Beast. Took my wife to see it, and I don't think it was it's honestly, I didn't think I don't I don't see what's so special about having the same story told with almost frame by frame. If you look, just played by live actors. Like it didn't do anything for me.
Ditto.
But I don't know. Maybe it's not the thing that I'm a huge fan of. Maybe it's somebody decided to do Transformers Generation 1.
Oh my god.
It's a live action movie. Then we might be talking. I don't know.
To quickly round out some of these don't have any trailers, but they were mentioned, and there's a few more, but these are the more important ones. A She-Hulk series will be coming to Disney Plus. Miss Marvel will get a live-action TV series also on Disney Plus, and Marvel Moon Knight series also coming to Disney Plus. So evidently they're stacking up Disney Plus with as much as possible to get ready.
Moon Knight should be interesting if done right.
Moon Knight? I'm not familiar. I see the character and I've seen him before, but I'm not familiar with him.
I know a little bit of it, but not enough to name myself an expert or anything. But I like the character. I like how the character looks, and overall it looks like a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
I just hope they that costume looks awesome. So I hope they can replicate at least that in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one would hope so. One would hope so.
Oh yeah.
That's Moon Knight. I'm just showing Dreamy here. So yeah, that's the highlights that I think are important. Disney Plus.
Well, we got the Mandalorian, so.
Oh, and the Mandalorian. Yeah.
For the news, for the first piece of news that I have, the combat pack has the Mortal Kombat combat pack for the characters. They revealed first, supposedly was leaked, but now has been officially revealed. All the characters that are gonna be in it. As you guys know, we got Shang Tsung and Nightwolf already.
Mm-hmm.
They have Sindel, which we already knew. Spawn was already confirmed, as we all knew. There was two more characters that hadn't been announced. They've been, I forgot the word, but they've been announced at this point. It's
They were teased before, maybe. I don't think they were teased.
no.
I was surprised.
We knew nothing of it. We knew nothing. Yeah, we knew nothing of it. They announced the Joker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I think I saw
the
him.
Joker.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna lie, if you've seen the pictures I posted on the group, it looks remarkably a lot like the porn parody of the Joker.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they already have a Joker. Hello, they're gonna use the skin from. Oh, I guess that would have been too late.
Yeah, I
But they're
understand.
gonna use the skin from
Injustice.
Injustice 2, yeah, or any of the Injustice, yeah.
I can understand why they wanted to do something different because the Joker saw. Well, they usually use that long face of his,
Yeah.
And I understand they want to do something different, but they really have to look like the porn parody version.
Yeah, let's do the Pornhub version. Why not?
I mean, okay. And then honestly, I'm not excited for the Joker. I think out of all, there's so many other characters in the Mortal Kombat universe that could have been added.
Like Striker.
Like, seriously. Honestly, yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Strike. But Reptile, like, dude, Reptile's been
Oh
there.
no, Reptile.
This-
Oh well, yeah.
Oh,
I guess.
Reptile's not in there. Okay, okay.
No,
Oh,
he's not
fuck.
even mentioned in this fucking game.
How about Toasty? Is Toasty there?
No,
Toasty.
No. Yeah.
no, the toasty guy. Every time,
The toasty guy.
I mean, it used to be an uppercut. Then it was if you hit a certain, I don't know what the hell it was. Like a dude will pop up in the middle of the corner of the screen saying "Toasty."
Yeah, I remember that. But I know.
Come on.
I remember
You
it, but I don't remember him being a character.
He was
No, he
never a
was not a
character. No, he was not a
Oh.
character. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, neither was Ermac, and they made him into a character.
Okay, but Ermac, you know how Ermac came to be?
Yeah, it was just an error on the code.
It was an
It
error.
was
I
a
mean, it's
sequel.
short for error macro.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then people started, because apparently there was some kind of error that happened that would turn one of the ninjas into red, and it turned into this whole thing about there being a hidden character called Ermac, and it wasn't. It was just a glitch.
yeah.
But they turned it into a character which
That's
I
awesome.
think has been killed off at this point. If I
Oh.
remember
Officially?
correctly.
Okay.
Wasn't he on the previous? On the previous.
I think he died on the last one. I'm not sure right now.
Oh, yeah. I never played the last one. Anyway, we're spending too much time on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And the other one is Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator.
Terminator. Yes, I saw that. Of course,
I was
makes
like-
perfect sense.
Like if you watch the trailer to make it look like it's really tense, and then like you see his boots and everything coming out, like when I saw that, was like, really, the Terminator?
Yeah, the Terminator. Why not?
Because there's so many other characters that could have added.
Yeah.
One guest character per combat pack. Honestly, I'm not saying anything against Spawn because I've been waiting for Spawn since like Mortal Kombat 9. So I'm super excited about it until I saw King Date.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, the date. Oh, the date that it comes out.
The date.
Oh.
So they're releasing each character roughly 2 months apart.
Mhm.
Spawn comes out in March 17th.
There you
Oh
go.
my God, of next year. Okay.
And that is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
How
The
are you
best
going
for
to
last.
maintain the life? No. It's how are you going to maintain people interested in a game where you're giving them one character every 2 months?
Well, the
Honestly,
fighting scene. The
it's
fighting
a-
scenes. Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's, and I know I say this to death, and I don't mean to say it to death, but it's the same old why, guys. They want to they're trying to extend the revenue stream as far as possible. Mortal Kombat doesn't share the same, the same life that a lot of the other fighting games do, because Mortal Kombat's not at like the fighting expos and stuff like that.
It is.
It is now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It
Mortal
has
Kombat,
been.
Oh,
Mortal
okay.
Kombat
No,
has its own big tournaments, or they're part of big tournaments.
Well, no,
Yeah, they're part of evil. They're part of evil.
they are a part of evil.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were part of evil. Okay, so I take that back then. I take that back.
you know my friend Dark, he's
Mhm.
he's big into fighting games.
Yeah, I know.
And he's gone through tournaments for more. At one point in Mortal Kombat 10, he was one, or if not the best Sub-Zero in Latin America.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he was, So believe me, there is.
Oh.
I saw. What was it? Oh no, it was for Dragon Ball Fighters. I saw a couple of Evo fights from Dragon Ball Fighter. That shit is intense, dude.
Dude, I've seen that game for like $50, and I'm like, oh, I should probably get it.
It's
And I
fun. It's fun, but it can be. It's very deep in its systems, and it's
Yeah.
super fast.
don't.
Anyways, that's not part of the news.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying, Maddog, but I mean that's March 17th. I don't remember exactly the date that Mortal Kombat 11 came out, but that's almost down to the year of Mortal Kombat 11 coming out.
Yeah. And that's Warner Brothers for you. That's
And
what they
that's
want. Yeah,
A
that's what they're
first
looking for.
Combat pack.
Yeah.
Listen, the only reason I'm sticking with this game is because I've been waiting for Spawn for too goddamn long to quit now.
Well, they got you, my friend. They got you.
Listen,
That's all,
and
that's all I'm saying.
especially when I saw it on the trailer, when I saw Spawn in the trailer. I mean, if you haven't seen the trailer, Spawn looks so badass. It's just like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. And I can't wait to see what. I hope they give him some really cool fatalities because they can get really creative with Spawn's arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how they implement the cape in the fights. Because usually the cape is one of the hardest things to do because it's
Anime,
huge.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it takes a lot of it will take a lot of memory.
Yeah. Easy. They'll take it out. No
But-
cape.
I just, well, what is it? Soul Calibur 2?
So Calibur 2 had him, I think.
Yeah, but he didn't have his cape.
No. But
Obviously-
they can implement cape because Superman has cape in Injustice, so why not? The
Well,
same
because
physics.
his cape actually attacks.
Oh,
That's a weapon.
that's
His
yeah,
pretty
it's a
suit,
awesome.
weapon.
it's
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
So the chains and the cape are all alive.
Oh shit! I think you might have just announced the next hidden character for Mortal Kombat 12. It's gonna be Venom. There you go.
Oh my god.
Spoiled
Actually,
it.
that would be awesome. I ain't gonna lie, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny 'cause
also,
that-
never happened because Disney or Sony.
No, especially since another.
Oh, it's gonna be a Sony exclusive. There you go. It's gonna the
Yes.
PlayStation version of Mortal Kombat 11 will have will have Venom.
Well, I don't know if the movie rights apply to game rights. I don't know if it's,
Yeah, I don't believe so, but
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think it does.
Yeah.
I saw in one of the comments that said like, "Oh, it's amazing how NetherRealm can use DC characters with Marvel characters." I was like, did you just imply that Spawn is Marvel?
Isn't he? What is he?
Image,
No, don't
it's
tell me.
Image Comics.
Thank you, Image. But isn't Image a subsidiary of DC? No.
Oh my god, you
No?
sold me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Image is the third biggest comic book company after DC and Marvel.
So it just so it's okay. It's standalone.
independent.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Technically, Image is an umbrella company for a lot of comic book studios.
Mhm. Okay.
That's how they first started. Like it was like
For the rejects of Marvel
7
and DC.
or 8. They left Marvel and started their own shit.
There you go.
Rejects of Marvel. Oh my god, it's the insults flying left and right here. Blasphemy.
Speaking of blasphemy, I'm sorry. Are you done?
No, well that's for that news. Yes, I'm saving the next one for you.
All right.
next-
Because you guys have been, you guys haven't brought this. I can't believe this has not been brought up, and it falls up to me to talk about this travesty that has happened this week. And
Oh my god.
and I'm just gonna lay it out there because I am pissed. I'm gonna start with this. Freaking Sony. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Freaking Sony buys Spider-Man's Ratchet and Clank development Insomniac games. That happened. I know you're upset. That happened this week. Can you believe that?
Why is
That
that a bad thing?
Sony has purchased Insomniac because that means that we're never gonna see a sequel to Sunset Overdrive.
No, it's not true. That I don't think Microsoft owns the IP owns the IP. They can't do the first one, but yeah, you're not gonna get the first one on Sony or anything like that. But I think they can still do the sequels.
Oh, there you go then. Okay, so I take it back then. It's cool.
But considering how Microsoft has been with their games, who knows? Maybe they'll just let, because Mass Effect, the first one, was an exclusive, never coming out to anywhere else, and that eventually made its way to Sony's platform. So it's possible.
Big news. Insomniac Game is joining the PlayStation Worldwide Studios. The official PlayStation Twitter account announced, and it said, "We are honored and thrilled to join forces with this legendary developer. Joining the WWS family. What is it? Worldwide Studios. Thank you. Family gives Insomniac even greater opportunities to achieve our studio's vision of making positive and lasting impressions on people's lives. Insomniac founder and CEO Ted Price said at a press release, "We have enjoyed a special relationship with PlayStation practically since our inception. The partnership amplifies our potential, and Marvel's Spider-Man was a testament to this." Oh, was it? Oh, definitely was. Insomniac is responsible for some of PlayStation's most beloved titles. In addition to the aforementioned Ratchet and Clank series, the studio developed the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy, actually, as well as the Resistance games. While most of Insomniac output has been exclusive to PlayStation console, it has occasionally branched out into other platforms, notably the Sunset Overdrive on Xbox One and PC. Insomniac's latest effort, Marvel's Spider-Man, launched exclusively on PlayStation 4 last September.
Sorry.
And it was, I mean, you guys know the story with that. The story with that. It is an amazing accomplishment. And
I cried in that game.
Dude, that game was awesome, and that story was amazing.
That game made me fucking cry. God damn.
It was, dude. It was for real. It gave me the feels too.
Yeah, really hard, more than once too.
And you saw it coming. And I mean, not that you saw it coming. You knew that it was happening. Yeah, it was gonna happen.
That it was gonna happen, and you knew it was gonna hurt.
But I did see. That's the thing. I did not expect it because it was so. Like the writing was so good on that game, and also complemented by fantastic gameplay and all that. So yeah, man, I was joking about it being
travesty.
About a travesty. Obviously, we all know the travesty that happened this week, and I'm gonna let Maddog tackle that when he thinks it's ready for it.
We should save that for last because we have a few things to say about that. That's definitely going to be a conversation.
But it was long overdue that Insomnia. It feels like it should have this matter should have happened a long time ago, and I'm glad to hear that it's finally formed.
Well, what I understand is that it was meant to happen very much earlier, but there was some sort of falling out with them too, or there was some sort of just friction with the two, and that's why they ended up going and making Sunset Overdrive, and then they unfortunately made Fuse with EA. You know what I mean?
Did they? Wow.
Yeah.
They don't mention this here at all.
No. Fuse?
Yeah, it's not a game to be proud of, so that's why they don't mention it. It is probably the one. If I'm probably not, I don't think I'm speaking on terms to say it's probably the one blemish on Insomniac's history, because they do make good games, and they're versatile, in the sense that they can make Ratchet and Clank, which is a 3D platformer, and then go make Resistance, which is a first-person shooter, and then go make Sunset Overdrive and Spider-Man, which are third-person action games. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I have
this
a
is
question.
Not a
who was the made Infamous?
That's
Sucker Punch.
Yeah,
Sucker Punch, yeah.
Which is already part of the family.
Yeah. Did you guys like I know this is really going off topic, but did you guys like Infamous? I didn't play the second one, but I did really enjoy the first one.
I liked the first one. I did. I did.
Thought it was very creative.
And I believe the second one also, the one that I did not like, and it was because I did not feel like it was like well written or even enjoyable. Like I didn't care about the character that much. Was the oh my god, the one that one what's that? Second Son? Yeah, the one that they brought for PS4.
Yeah, that is the second one.
Yeah. Oh, that is the second one.
Yeah, I thought that was talking about one. First Light, which was supposed to be like a DLC / expansion of Second Son, but they released it as a standalone that you could download digitally.
No, but wasn't
there was an Infamous 2, and then an Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, there was an Infamous 2.
Yeah, there was an Infamous 2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're right.
I like.
Yeah, because Second Son is a new character. You're right.
Yeah. Kind of.
I didn't. For the record, I didn't care for the game. Period.
Any of them?
I only played the first one, and I only played it because I got it for free from Sony when they got hacked and they were giving people free games and shit.
Their
And
apology
their
game.
apology, yeah. And got it. I played it. I'm like, well, this sucked. Oh, right. And I think I just completed like the first island. I was like, this is just a bunch of open world BS. I didn't really care for it, so
I like open world, so I played all of it.
I played the
I'll
crap
make
out of
this
it.
go. My next piece, guys. Guess what? The
What?
Matrix 4 is actually happening, guys.
Oh, okay. No.
Oh my god.
The fourth installment, which will be hence known as the best installment. No, I'm just kidding. The fourth
It would be
installment.
nice. I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice
would
if it
be, yeah.
came to be known like that.
Yeah, I don't know. If you look at the trajectory of the series, you know what I mean? It's like, the fourth installment to the popular cyberpunk Matrix series is officially in the works. Keanu Reeves will reprise his role as the hacker and the one, Neo, who, by the way, spoilers, died at the end of the third one. And Carrie-Anne Moss returning as Trinity, who, by the way, also died in the last one.
What the hell?
So yeah, I don't know where they give us.
Well, they rebooted. That's what it is.
Maybe. Half of the original creative team is back. Half of the original creative team is back. Lana Wachowski, which is part of the Wachowski siblings, will write and direct. First Matrix celebrates its 20th anniversary this year, and with special screenings at select theaters locations starting August 30th. Trilogy, which centers around machines, you guys already know what it's about. But the point is that I don't know how I feel about this. I think they just need to lay it rest. I mean, if it could be a good story, sure. I don't know if I trust that we can get a good story out of that. Especially, first you're gonna have to explain how they're alive. And Trinity looked pretty dead when we saw her last. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's
I
like,
don't know. Sometimes.
I guess Jesus Christ parallels end there because it took JC 3 days.
Yeah.
now it's gonna take him 20 years? Yeah.
Fucking forever.
Yep.
All
right.
Well, my
Mr.
next
Chaos,
piece.
yeah.
WarFrame
So
has a new update coming out Christmas 2019, which is probably for PC. It'll be like 2 months before I get it on PS4, but whatever. It's it's a new story update. It's the last one, and spoiler warning for WarFrame story. You guys know the Lotus, right? You guys started the game. You guys heard the Lotus. She's the one that wakes you up. Blah 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 blah. Well, she turned evil.
Oh, spoiler!
I did say that.
he did warn him.
He did warn. Yeah. So I can't remember the details of how she ends up turning evil, but the story of the Lotus is
probably got Daenerys.
Daenerys. What is it? Daenerys syndrome.
Yeah.
The Lotus. The Lotus was a sentient, right? Who got sent to destroy the Orokin and their Tenno. But when she got there and saw them, she couldn't do it. And the story, the way I know it, was that she decided to take care of them. Apparently, she got brainwashed in one way or another to take care of them. So she assumes the role of Margulis or something. It was a person that had died that took care of them. And eventually she turns into the Lotus. So on the last update, the sentients come back and forth, and it goes through a whole lot of stuff, like a bunch of memories and of how some of these characters got to where they were, and she ends up turning against you. Now
that bitch.
Yeah, that's actually how one of my friends feels. He wants to murder her. I still feel like she was corrupted. I feel like there should be a way to save her.
Oh, you feel you can save her? Okay. Okay.
Here, I hope that we get a chance to save her. But if not, then it is what it is, yo.
Yeah.
But this update is going to be massive. They're going to include this new ships. I know the update is called Imperium, but I don't think that's how the ships are called. I can't remember the name either. and you're gonna be able to travel through space from one mission to the next. At least that's how they said it. I shared it with you guys on the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can transfer that to the GG group.
So the GG group. So you're saying it's not a loading screen through space. You're actually traveling.
Yeah, and you actually fight because your ship has weapons and everything.
Well. Kind of like you do in Destiny, right? Oh, wait, no.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Because you can even
Not
you
so
can even
much.
look inside your little ship in Destiny. Here, like even your small, the Lisette, which is the small ship that you travel from, that you used to travel from mission to mission.
Wait,
you
what's
can
it called?
Lisette.
The ship's called Lisette.
Liset. That's the first ship that we
All right.
saw inside.
And what was the other ship you were calling the Dolores?
No, the Lotus was called Margolis,
The
but
Lotus.
I think the new ship,
And Margolis.
and I could be wrong, is called Empyrean, but I could be wrong about that.
All right. I thought I was listening to ladies' names here.
I mean, Gone in 60 Seconds named all the cars women's names, so it's possible.
Yeah, so sure.
There you go.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited, not just for the story content, but the fact that you're gonna have your own ship to fly through space. That sounds amazing.
I thought you
That
did
does sound
though.
No,
I thought you
there
wasn't
was
that.
no flight.
Oh, there's no flight, but you have your
There's no
ship.
flight.
The
Yeah,
best
you
you
do.
can do is once you're
around.
loading into the mission, you can move your ship to the side and it kind of like opens up, and it's kind of cool. It has a cool animation,
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. And the cool thing about it is that this game is still a free game, and the obviously it needs to be supported somehow. So it does have microtransactions, but they never feel like they're too intrusive. And the people that play it and enjoy it a lot, it's probably fair for them to probably buy a piece here or there if they feel they have to. You don't feel
Some of these mods require an inhuman amount of time to farm.
right.
It's
Right,
not
right.
only the rarity of it, it's also the enemies you have to kill repeatedly for them.
Right. The grind of it. Warframe has been a game that always looked extremely polished, a very incredibly fast paced, and the world is very, very rich.
Yeah.
It does look kind of amazing. And they keep adding and adding to it. So it's always struck me as surprising that this game is still free. It's one of those few games, like there are games out there that you see very high production values, but somehow you can play them for free. And I don't know why more and more people, don't do that. Path of Exile is another example.
Yeah, isn't that the Diablo?
Yeah.
I don't mean it as an insult, but isn't it like the Diablo clone?
Yeah. Well, no, and it's not, honestly, I think that's a badge of honor. They recognize that. Yeah, it is that type of game. If it gets compared with Diablo, which is a really good game.
An amazing game, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's free, and the microtransaction has never been, predatory. Everything's cosmetics, and everything has always been like soft microtransactions. Those type of games, it's worth spending. It's worth putting putting money here and there if you feel like it. You don't have to. You're not obligated. Frankly,
Yeah.
I will do it.
I have.
I will do it
supported the
just
shit
for-
out of Warframe.
Well, dude, talk to me. I spend more money on Path of Exile, which is a game that I don't even play as much anymore. And I knew that game was coming out completely free. All right, from the very beginning, and I love the idea so much, and I love the way that game looked so much that I backed it up on the 200. It was like 200 something dollar tier. So officially I have spent more money on that game than anything. I have a rare item that is like I forgot what's the name of the animal, but it's an animal that is just it's like a type of bird that is exclusive to New Zealand forgot the name of it right now, but it's just a pet that follows you or anything like that. Dude, I can't even imagine how much I could get if I put that shit on eBay or something like that. Because it was only for backers of that tier, you know. And that's a game that I barely play anymore. I started playing when I was playing it, I was playing it a lot, but I was playing it while it was in development, and I never and even when they went into version 1.0, I kind of already had my feel of it. So I don't think I ever went back. But I love the idea, and I appreciated the developers were willing to do something like that, and I can appreciate what they did with Warframe. Even though I don't particularly like the insectoid looking quality of their the characters, But there's a lot of silence, so I'm just gonna go in straight.
You're next, sir.
Yeah, dude.
You're
It's,
next
it's
one.
actually.
I'm gonna go into my next piece, which should be a surprise to no one. Two of Steam top games last month were anime sex games.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
Oh.
the two of the top games that were on Steam last month that were anime sex games. It's no secret that Steam is overflowing with anime games intended to titillate portion of its vast user base. But how many people paid attention to this seemingly niche games? Really, turns out enough people do that. Two of the games ended up on Valve's latest monthly list of top games.
What?
Why? Yes. While Valve does not provide raw sales numbers, it created a list of top Steam games based on revenue generated during the first 2 weeks after release. July's selection includes big names like Wolfenstein, Youngblood, and Oxygen not included, as well as breakout hits like Godhood and Streets of Rogue. Also, there are two sexual games in the mix, both
Did
of
you
which,
say Streets of Rogue?
yeah, there's a game called Streets of Rogue.
Is
And-
that like the porn parody version of Streets of Rage?
No, I like the way you look. I just don't care much for roguelites, so that's why I didn't pay much attention to it. But if you want porn games, then there's two games here in the mix with phenomenal games like Love. I think it's Love to the Third Degree or of Love to the Power of Third of Love Cube. I don't know. One of those. Pick your title. And custom order made 3D2. It's a magic night. The number is up from June, which had one sex game, which was Koikatsu Party among Steam top games. If you go to Steam right now and you go and you look for custom order made 3D2, they're very explicit about the screenshots that they show. It is
Wow.
surprisingly graphics. The way they
Really?
show it. It's just there. It's just like, okay, well, good. That is Steam now.
my
So
God.
if you're interested, and I know you are,
I'm sure.
Love to the Third is a visual novel about a down on his luck comic artist living with three women, and naturally he sleeps with all of them. And I'm not gonna continue the description of that. I'm gonna jump to custom order made. On the other hand, it's about managing a maid-themed bar where gentlemen come and gather. The premise is your uncle hands you the keys to an establishment that is in serious debt and skips town. The main appeal to many, however, seems to be the ability to customize the maids who work at the bar, and I am not going to continue with the description of that.
Wow.
So
Is it that bad?
it is extremely explicit. You might be noticing a trend on adult content patches, actually, because what Steam does is that I mean, even though they have become a little bit more lax about the sexual content of games, there's still like a gray zone when pretty much anything goes. You buy the game and then you go to the developer website and you download the patch that will unlock, so to say, or decensor, whatever the scenes are. So, but anyway, hilarious stuff. The fact that, yep. And
Sex games are big.
Good job, Steam.
I don't know. Well, yeah, good job, Steam. But you know what? Sex is sex. Sex games are sex games. If this was on console, this will happen too. This will happen too.
Yeah, but it's not.
yeah.
So it's not happening.
It's been blocked from console. But I
Yeah,
hear you.
exactly.
My last piece, and I might as well drop the bomb here for
Here we
everyone
go.
to
Here
enjoy.
we go.
Spider-Man is an Avenger no more, gentlemen.
What? What are you
Sony,
talking about, sir?
yeah, Sony Pictures and Walt Disney Studios have failed to come to terms over the future of Spider-Man movies, as reported by Deadline, leaving Marvel Studios and producer Kevin Feige out of Sony's upcoming Spider-Man slate. This is just some specifics from the article on Deadline. Disney asked that future Spider-Man films be a 50-50 co-financing arrangement between the studios, and there were even discussions that this might extend to other films in the Spider-Man universe. Side note, for the record, Sony owns close to 900 characters that fit within the Sony universe. So back to the thing. Sony proposed keeping the arrangement going under the current terms, where Marvel receives in the range of 5% of the first dollar gross. Sources said. Disney, of course, refused. And so we're left with poor Peter Parker, alone in the middle of the streets in an alleyway with a stick and a little bag on it.
Poor Tom Holland.
Poor Tom Holland. What do you
Which
guys
is,
think
by the
of this?
way, the best Spider-Man we've had so far.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I
I
can agree
concur.
with that too.
Buy
Although
your
I
heart
still
out,
say,
Sparrow Wolf. Buy your heart out.
I still say I liked the Into the Spider-Verse, but I hear you. Live action, I'll give you that.
Live action. We're talking about
Yeah, live action. Yeah, live action. I
So
do like the Spider-Verse also quite a bit.
Spider-Man 2 Spider-Verse, the best Spider-Man movie, period.
what are your guys' thoughts on the breakdown of this, whatever this was, this deal, this arrangement they had that looked to be working out for all parties involved, but evidently that's not the case.
Well, from what
Go ahead.
I'll take this real quick. From what I've heard, even like a couple of minutes ago, they've reintroduced Spidey. Apparently, they might have reached some kind of deal. I think it was Dream that actually shared this.
I did. I saw it as well. It's only coming from one particular source, which is Comic Vine something.
So it's not reliable.
We don't know how reliable
I don't know.
this
I
could
mean,
be, yeah.
Why isn't everybody, considering when the news happened that they're falling apart, everybody's reporting on it.
Yeah.
Now there's a deal and no one but one source is reporting on it. It just seems a little,
Bullshit.
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm thinking so too. I haven't put it. Can anybody confirm this is true? Because I only see it on this one YouTuber, and this could be bullshit for all we know.
Yeah.
It was posted like at 4 a.m. But no, man. I honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. Because while I do wholeheartedly believe that Spider-Man, that my interest in Spider-Man actually pretty much ballooned the moment that he was introduced and entered the MCU universe, and not so much because Iron Man and Captain America and all that. Oh yeah, buddies. No, not so much of that, but because I've seen, I did not care for what Sony did with Spider-Man on the movies that came out. And I appreciated a little bit more what Marvel and Disney did with the character when it was introduced here. And this is coming from someone that at first glance, the first movie, I did not care for it. Much. It wasn't until I sort of understood a little bit better where the character was being placed and his actual origins. From the comics, from the fact that, oh yeah, he was, you know, originally he was meant to be this kid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and the if I look at it on if I try to blank slate everything that I've known about Spider-Man before, him working at the Daily Bugle and crap like that and delivering pizzas and whatever the hell, uh, and I try to see from that, from that story, uh, then I appreciate more what Disney did with with Spider-Man.
MCU, yeah.
Yeah, the first one, what's it called? I always get them confused. But
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I still don't care much about the whole villain being, oh, my girlfriend's dad is the villain. Oh, what? But still, it was not a terrible movie. The previous Spider-Mans I didn't care for. It was okay. The first one was okay. Then the second one was like, what the hell going on? And then the third one was like, oh fuck no, stop, kill me now. As a matter of fact, I don't think I finished watching the third one.
Which one?
The Spider-Man.
With the Venom.
No. Yes.
Yeah, Sam Raimi movies? Really? The third one was horrible, so I don't blame you.
Yeah.
The third one was horrible.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the first one. I actually watched it several times in the theater. It was, and I get it. It was early on. It was, comic book movies weren't a thing. I think the only thing that was out at that point was the first X-Men, and that was it.
Yeah.
But this really breathed life. The first one really breathed life into Spider-Man, how he swings through the city and all that stuff. And I think the Green Goblin, even though his outfit was questionable, I think the Green Goblin, as the villain played by William Dafoe, was pretty menacing.
Yes.
One of my favorite scenes is when he slow motion throws a bomb and it blows up in Spider-Man's face, literally like ripping the mask, and that was really, really cool. Part 2, not a fan. Part 3 definitely was just god awful. The Amazing Spider-Man was not good. It had good moments, like each of them individually had decent moments, but overall they were not very good at all. I get it. I get that it does help Kevin Feige being in there. It's just I feel strange that when you look at that, everybody focuses on the thing saying, 50-50, that's only fair if you're putting in. But when you really, really look deep down into stuff, it's like it's not really 50-50. And so you can't exactly blame Sony for doing this, because it is their property. They own it, and obviously as a company you would want to make money from it. You know what I mean? Because you want to make it. It's your thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I was looking into it, and I posted this on the group, so some of you probably already saw this, but essentially the production is handled primarily by Sony, and in part also by Marvel. What Sony handles also completely on their own is distribution. So anything, the distribution of the movies and DVD, Blu-rays, and all that good stuff, that's handled by Sony. And so that's obviously, there's a large cost in that, and money comes back as well, but the cost is coming out of Sony's pocket. And then of course, anything that any revenue or anything made from merchandising or anything like that, that's all Disney. You know what I mean? This is just sitting back, and they've been making that for years before the deal ever happened to begin with. So they make all that money that way. So it's not like Disney was missing out anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now I can agree, probably you want to cut in a little bit more, at least try to get things even. But 50%, I mean, that feels like Disney's just strong arming, Sony to try to get them to and they know it, and that's what I feel. I haven't seen the movie, the most recent one, and I'm not gonna. I haven't seen it, so I really can't spoil it. But I have a sneaky suspicion that the character was put into a position to be a bigger part of the MCU, and now that that's happened, that now Disney kind of came with this to say, hey, now that we've done that, now we need to do this going forward, and it just something feels off. And if there's one thing that I can say about Disney is you don't become a mega conglomerate like that without making some shady deals. So
Yeah.
I don't completely blame Sony for that, but Sony does have some ridiculous plans for the future.
Yes.
And I want to just kind of quickly go through these because they are hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my God,
as-
really?
Kind of stupid. Yeah.
Yes. The slate of movies, if we're going to call this phase 1 or phase 2 of Sony movies, I guess. Here's what they have.
Spideyverse.
The Spideyverse, yeah. Here's what they've got for 2020. The next two are the only ones with actual years. Morbius, the Living Vampire. That's a
The
movie.
hell is that?
It's a
Yep.
character. Prince of Darkness himself. Jared Leto will play an anti-hero, which is a vampire, and Jared Leto, bless his soul. Venom 2 will happen in 2020 as well.
Oh my God,
knows, we
really?
can't wait for a sequel to that movie. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2.
There you go. Something to look forward to.
A Spider-Verse spin-off, which is within the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Craven the Hunter.
Exactly.
Exactly. Night Watch, which, sure, I don't know what that is. The Sinister Six, I do know them. It would be interesting seeing an all-villain cast. Sure, I guess that makes sense. Jackpot.
Don't know what
It
that
will
is.
be interesting indeed.
Yeah.
I think last time we saw that was what? Suicide
Yeah.
Squad?
Yeah, Suicide Squad. And we all
Yeah.
know how wonderful that movie was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Black Cat.
The one movie where helicopter crashes never hurt anyone.
Anyone. No one at all. Black Cat, and then Silver Sable, and then Silk. So what I get from this list are a bunch of random items and a cat.
Yeah.
That's what
I think this might be on the same vein of we have to use it or we lose the license or we lose the rights kind of thing.
I don't know if that's the case because I think they literally own it outright. Sony owns it.
Really?
Yeah, the one I know Fox had that. Fox had it that's why they kept making freaking Fantastic Four films because they have to keep making it because if they don't they lose it. Well, it didn't matter because guess who bought Fox? So it still came back to the family anyway. So
I know, isn't that funny?
that's what I'm saying. When you start seeing stuff like that, you start realizing I don't know. I think Disney is being a bunch of jerks. So
I mean, somebody told me that like, oh, they're gonna end up buying Sony, and I looked at them like, you fucking serious?
No. It's not as easy as that.
No.
That is all I have, gentlemen. You guys have anything else?
No, I just had my disappointment in the combat pack, and the other thing I announced?
Mr. Santos.
Oh, the Warframe,
Yeah.
which I'm really hyped about.
I'll bring this up. See, we mentioned Tom Holland somewhere here in this piece of news. This is not about him, but he's definitely playing a part in this movie. The Uncharted movie loses yet another director. Tom Holland still playing Nathan Drake. For the fourth time, Sony's Uncharted movie, which is set to star Spider-Man's actor Tom Holland, is in search of a new director. Director Dan Trachtenberg, thank you, who was brought in January 2019 after director Sean Levy stepped down, has left the project. Despite that, plans for the movie are still moving ahead. According to Deadline, Sony Pictures is already in search of Trachtenberg's replacement and plans to bring in a new filmmaker by the end of September. Holland is still attached to the star Uncharted protagonist Nathan Drake, albeit a younger, less experienced version of the video game character. Production on the Uncharted movie is scheduled to begin in early 2020. This is starting to sound more and more like the problems that the original Super Mario Brothers movie was having.
Oh no, those. No, I mean I guess maybe similar, but that movie was a trash fire.
I'm not saying
from the beginning. No, I'm saying even from the beginning, that movie was a trash fire. I can't even believe that they got the guy who played Mario. He's actually a good actor. I can't even believe they got his ass to do it. He can't even believe. That's how that was.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the second time in in as many days that an issue has arisen in a major Sony picture project, according to Holland. Disney and Sony have come to an impasse in regards to Spider-Man movie franchise. I think we talked about that already.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. No idea who that character is.
Yeah. Anyway, prior to Levy, the King of Kong, Seth Gordon, was signed to be the director for Uncharted. Limitless, Niels Berger, and Silver Linings Playbooks. David
That's funny, I
Russell
just had a burger.
has also been at the helm of Uncharted at one point. Like the director shares, the pen behind the script has switched hands a few times too. Excuse me. The first draft was penned by the A-Team's Joe Carnahan, but his draft was replaced by a submission from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. writer Rafe Judkins.
Mhm.
That draft didn't survive long either. It was replaced by another written in conjunction with Jonathan Rosenberg and Mark Walker. Sir, tell me this is not this exact story that happened to Super Mario Brothers, the movie. I'm just saying.
I stand corrected. Clearly, this is another trash fire in the making.
Listen. This is not the Super Mario movie until somebody shows up drunk to work in this movie, okay?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's
Tom
true.
Holland, make it happen. I can't even imagine a drunk Tom Holland. I can't even picture that. I can't even, although I want to see it.
I want to see John Leguizamo playing the Green Goblin on the next Spider-Man movie.
That's
There
great.
you go. That's what I'm saying. All right.
All right, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Hot topic.
And we are back, guys. And it is time for our hot topic.
Hot topic.
This week's hot topic.
Muted, you fucking prick.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
You're the one who said it. No,
I didn't say it now, though.
that's not what
Why
I
are you
just
saying
heard.
that? Yeah. What the hell was
I
that,
am
man?
most certainly not muted. I was at one point, but at that point where I said it, I wasn't muted.
Oh man.
I'm sure, I'm going to make an impression of you.
I am unmuted, you fucking prick.
That was really good. It was spot the fuck on there.
Yeah, all right. I'm good.
You're so good at this. You're
Thank
so
you.
good at this.
Thank you. I've been
Make a
practicing.
career out of it.
That's the only line I know how to say. I try to practice. When you want to watch Full Fiction, Dreamy? When you going to watch Full Fiction, Dreamy? I can't do it.
Just that one line. Got
There's
it.
that one line. Yeah, there's that one line. Anyway, it's rapid fire. It's happening.
Rapid fire questions, guys. That's the hot
Rapid-fire
topic
questions.
of
should be
this week.
interesting.
I'm going to shoot questions at these two gentlemen here, and they're going to just ramble off the first answer that comes to mind.
How many seconds do we have? 2 seconds, we said?
Five
evidently
seconds.
it's five.
Settle at 5.
All right. Whoever can do 5, doesn't get a point, or how are we?
Well, I would say you get slapped in the back of the hand, but I can't.
Okay.
chaos
So are you
here,
gonna like
so
write it down so when you see me, you're gonna slap the shit out of my hand?
Oh shit.
I'm just going to slap Dream Twister, and he's going to basically take one for the team.
I'll email you the slaps.
Stole the words out of my mouth. Like, Dream, you gotta take one for the team, bro.
God damn. Don't I?
All right. Let's start with some simple ones.
Oh, okay.
Sort of simple ones.
All
right.
All right. But is this gonna be okay? So this is not gonna be a grab, an immediately grab from what or both of us at the same time, right? This
Yeah.
is gonna,
Whatever you can think of. Same time.
No, but what if I say, because being that our beautiful, wonderful Skype has a tendency of cutting us
Oh, I
off.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. We'll go one at a time. We'll go Dream Twister. The first question, we'll go Dream Twister first, and then Chaos. And then question 2, we'll go Chaos and then Dream Twister. And I'll remind you guys.
Oh, the same
like
question for
fun.
both of us? Then he's going to have more time to think about it.
But
See, we
on the
should have thought of
second
this.
one, on the
You
second
Mr.
question,
Roast Remy?
yeah, on the second
should've-
question,
Uh-huh.
he's going to go. He's going to go first.
Yeah.
I think each question. How many questions do you have?
I haven't counted it, but it's like
I say
maybe
a different question for each of us. But if you think it should go,
because the point is,
I want to answer them too.
yeah, I was gonna say the point is to have both opinions. You know what I'm saying? The purpose of this, guys,
Stop
really
crying, Dreamy.
is
Stop crying.
to give
no. I just
our
want to make sure.
audience an idea of the type of gamers that we are. You
Yeah.
know, and we, I'll answer maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
You better, I mean.
Oh, you
said
better
that-
not answer.
I mean, you fucked up, bro. You said
Yeah.
that we are. You included yourself. You have to answer them.
No, he can't because he knows them already. He's gonna
That's
have.
fine. That's fine.
It's not gonna be fair.
Come
on.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
he
hold
is.
on.
He is
I
the
would-
game master, so it's
The-
not fair.
Just call me the dungeon master. Thank you. All right. All right. First one, easy one. Ready?
Ready?
Answer the buzzers.
All right. We're gonna start with Dream Twister first, and then this guy will answer.
No, let's
Okay.
just go both of us. Let's just go both of us together. Doesn't matter.
God.
Oh.
All right.
That's
First one. Ready?
All right. Ready.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Interesting. Very good. What game? What's a game you spend the most amount of money on?
Fucking Star Citizen.
Star Citizen.
It's hard for me to tell. 'cause I've been
You already
playing-
lost. Cause
Top
you're
of your head.
No.
Top
I have,
of your
I have an answer. I have an answer, but
Just
there's
top
two
of your head,
games.
come on,
There's
say
two
it.
games. There's two games. That's the thing. There's two games
Okay.
that came immediately at the top of my head because there's Final Fantasy 14, which I've been paying a membership since the fucking game came out,
Okay.
and then there's WarFrame, which I probably spent like well over $800 in.
Oh shit. Then there you go. All right. Good.
All right. So, speaking of money, would you give up video games for life and receive $500,000 in cash, or will you refuse money?
No way.
No.
$500,000?
What?
No
On
way.
what?
Hell,
Yes. Because I'll take another hobby for $500,000.
No.
Are you kidding me?
no, dude. Are
For
you
half a
serious?
million? Half a million, bro.
I would end up being end up being like a serial killer.
For $500,000, bro. I mean, I have to think of my family. You
Wow.
know? I could liberate so many of them rather than just be selfish and play games.
No,
I will
you would
invent
have
something
to offer
else.
me substantially more than, and for life, oh my god, you have to offer me an inhuman amount of money.
There you go.
Moving on. In your opinion, what is the worst game of all time that you've played?
Dragon Age 2.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good bad one. I want to make it so.
Yes. Yeah, it's probably really not the definition of the worst game.
No, it's in your opinion. In your
in my
opinion.
opinion,
I'm fairly certain I have worse games than Devil May Cry 2, but
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2 ranks high on that list of worst games ever.
Okay. For the record, mine's is Life of Black Tiger.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that.
That
I would
is
definitely
the
put that up
definition.
there.
Yes,
that is the definition of a bad game.
it is. All right. What is the longest amount of time you've sat playing a game nonstop?
Probably 18 hours. Metal Gear Solid 2. Thank you very much.
I played 24 hours of Destiny 1 straight for Extra Life.
Damn it. Oh yeah, you did.
Oh,
Yes,
sir.
you did.
That's that. I never played any game for 24 hours straight because I value my sleep.
As do we all, sir.
I wouldn't think so.
No. I have friends who don't care for their sleep. I've known people that play for like 3 days straight. Not the same game, granted, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
Fair
Amazing.
What game have you spent the most amount of hours on?
Final
Persona
Fantasy
3.
14, hands down.
Persona 3. 100 and something hours probably. I mean, that's probably not true. It's probably Dragon Age Origins, but I want to say Persona 3.
Okay.
So,
100.
I mean,
Final
I
Fantasy
spent
14?
last time I checked, it was up to 132 days of playtime.
Oh shit.
That's real life days. I definitely don't match that. Obviously, me, I'm somewhere around 380 hours for Witcher 3.
Damn.
Or what game, or rather, what's a game you thought you like but you actually hate?
Evolve.
Nice.
I,
Boom!
I
Shoot
can't-
it from the hip.
I can't think of that. I thought I liked, but I actually hate.
Yes.
Shit, I can't think of one. I know there is one. I can't for the life of me can think of one.
I
fucked
really
up already.
wanted to
All
love
right.
Evolve.
Fuck, I can't believe I can't think. I'm empty. Dragon Age 2.
You know, again, that's still a good one. I was super hyped for
Yeah.
Dragon Age 2.
Yeah.
All right. Who is your favorite video game villain?
GLaDOS.
Sephiroth. Sorry.
Gladys?
Yes.
Sephiroth? Nice.
Sephiroth came to mind first.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sephiroth came to mind, but GLaDOS is hilarious.
I tried to like Sephiroth. Let me see. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody? Nope. Sephiroth.
Oh man, Andrew Ryan is one of my favorite
Andrew
villains.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
One.
Scary villain, Vass from.
Excuse me,
Far Cry
sir. You don't get rapid fire questions.
Screw you, hippie. All right, go for it.
All right. Next one. Have you ever had a crush on a video game character?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you said you didn't ask me who. You said, "Have I ever had a crush on a video guy?"
You're
Yes.
absolutely right.
That
Rapid
would
fire
be
question. Yeah.
okay.
Moving on.
What's her name?
But I want to know,
What's her name? Alex.
how did you have a crush? You can't remember her name.
No, I don't remember her name because I haven't played
Where's
this
she
game.
from?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey. Odyssey.
So
Okay.
this was a recent
Cassandra.
crush.
It's
Yeah,
Cassandra.
I hope Udirka's
Cassandra.
not near you.
Cassandra. She
No.
is awesome.
All right. What game did you last complete?
What do you mean complete?
Finish.
Did I
Roll
finish?
credits.
Roll credits in? Shit, I can't even remember.
Fuck. The only one I can remember is Spider-Man.
No, it was not Spider-Man for me, but I'm not gonna remember. So plug it.
I'm fairly certain
Dragon
I
Age 2.
finished another game.
No, it was not Dragon Age 2. Even though I'm
Default
looking at
answer. Default answer. Dragon Age 2.
that I finished. Shit, what was the last game that I finished?
Honestly, I
No,
don't think
I-
you rarely finish games. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
sure-
don't.
I mean, I'm gonna say Spider-Man because after that, I haven't finished Resident Evil 2. I haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Monster Hunter was done before that.
Mine's the Shadow of the Colossus. That's literally the last game I finished.
I mean, Spider-Man, and it's the first platinum I ever get.
Nice. Good job, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Fun fact: I have never platinum any game.
Dude, before Spider-Man, neither did I.
I
Yeah.
have technically 2 platinums before that, but they are Telltale games, which you just really need to finish the game. That's all you gotta do, yeah.
Shit, what was the last game that I finished? That's gonna
the-
bother me the hell.
Spider-Man, you did finish Spider-Man, but I know
Yeah, but that
that's
was not the,
what-
that
yeah.
was not the last game.
Mm.
The last game that I played that I finished was something.
Been a while, yeah.
Mother. That's gonna kill me now.
In your opinion, what is the best games console?
PlayStation
Of
2.
all time? Are you talking of all time? Commodore 64, no doubt.
Commodore 64 for Mr.
Yeah.
Dream Twister.
Of course. Hey, I stand by that 100,000 full percent. No console has ever given me more joy and more games and more fun than the Commodore 64. Hands fucking down.
Honestly, you switch that exact same statement, but you put PlayStation 2, and that's exactly what I would say.
I personally looked at the question more as just best of all time, and PlayStation 2 is what came to mind. It
Yeah.
sold the most units, it had the best library, and it was
Yeah.
unique.
I wasn't even counting. I wasn't even what is it? including taking into consideration that it's the most sold console. No, it's just the fact that the library that he had, the games that I played, were so good.
Okay, fine. If you're gonna be technical, then the best console of all time for me has been the PC.
Okay,
All right.
that's fine. That's a platform.
It is a platform. Although I said console, but okay.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Well, that's fine. Well, you know.
Okay,
we'll put that.
we'll let him have
that
it.
as your. You know
Xbox
what?
360. There you go. Fine. There you go. If you gotta twist my hand,
Perfect.
my arm.
Perfect time.
360 was a great console.
Perfect time for this question. Are PC gamers really superior to console players?
Of
No.
course. Obviously.
I proved that with
Those
Final
are-
Fantasy 14 more times than I can count.
Those are that is well. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna entertain this
No,
argument.
go ahead. I want to hear your explanation though.
Huh? No, I'm saying if you're gonna go for precision, and if you're gonna go for craziness and elitism, you can have a console war, but you will never find a group of more elitist bastards
That is true.
than PC gamers.
That is true.
Hands
But
down.
You say precision, but have you tried a platformer on PC? Fuck that. Give me a controller for a platformer.
I have news for you. You can put a controller and it works on a PC.
That's true.
Next question.
Oh.
What was the first game you ever remembered playing?
Pac-Man on the 25 on the 2600 Atari.
I don't remember the name, so you're gonna have to help me with. Oh yeah, I remember the name. Sorry, Pole Position for the Atari.
Ooh,
Oh,
pole
shit.
position.
Pole position.
Nice.
Oh, the shit.
I
I
was-
listen. This is how far I can remember. This is how far I can remember playing video games. Before this is when I obviously lived in Puerto Rico. I moved to Gurabo, which is a really small town, when I was 5 years old. Before that, I lived in Bayamón. I remember in my house in Bayamón playing my mother's Atari, whatever the hell it was, because I can't remember the number.
Oh, 2500.
Playing, yeah, there you go, whatever. Playing Pole Position with a fucking joystick.
Yeah, 2600. Sorry, not 2500. Oh, with a
2600.
joystick? This is probably 52. She probably had the 5200.
No, the joystick was on the 26.
Well, I'm thinking of the joystick versus that. Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
right.
that was
Yeah.
26.
I
I had the
remember
26.
playing Pole Position. That is the oldest game I can remember.
Did it have one button or two buttons?
Dude, you're asking for a lot.
I think I had mine with one, so that could have been that the 52 had the two.
52 had the two, and it
Yeah.
was on the side. It was horrible.
The one I had, my original was Knight Rider, also on the Atari.
Knight Rider on the Atari. Holy
yeah.
shit!
Sorry, I played.
Knight Rider. I didn't even know that was out on the Atari.
It was not a good game. All right. Lost it. Sorry.
What happened? What happened to the questions here?
If you could have one power of any video game character, what would it be?
Shit, I got nothing.
Mind reading.
My power. My power.
Do I gotta mention which game it's from?
Sure.
Because
Metal Gear
mind reading.
Solid.
I don't care which game you can pull that out from, but mind reading.
Any one of them.
Mind reading from Metal Gear. I will be Psycho Mantis.
Psycho.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Mind reading, because I mean, if you can.
I
read
probably don't
people's
want mind
mind-
reading, to be honest with you. I don't want to. I don't want to. I probably get freaked out and disgusted by some people's thoughts.
All
I
right.
don't. I don't want that. I take it back. I take
Oh,
it
I
back.
will go
I'll
with
jump.
mind reading.
I want to jump on turtles and make them fly. I don't know.
Okay. All right. If this was an issue, so think about what's going on right now. If you had to marry the last video game character you played, who would it be?
Could you repeat that again?
If you had to marry the last video game character you played, who would it be?
If I had to marry the last video game character,
Do I get to pick them?
played?
Do I get to pick? Because I'm gonna say Siri from freaking Witcher. I'm not gonna say Geralt from Witcher 3. You're probably gonna marry some bug from Warframe. Some
No,
Warframe.
I mean, I've been playing
You
Monster
play
Hunter
Monster Hunter.
World, so I guess I would marry my hunter.
The cat. You marry the cat. The
mean,
palico. I'm
I
sorry.
don't play-
The
I don't
calico.
play female characters, so it is what it is.
Mhm.
I mean, I know I'm not gonna be well taken care of, well protected. I mean, I'm pretty rich, so yeah, dude, I'm good. Fuck it.
You got furs from every animal in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, dude.
Here you go.
If you could have any video game character as your best friend, who would it be?
Shit, Nathan Drake probably.
Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. Vincent Valentine from Final
Vincent
Fantasy
Valentine.
Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking in the case of, this guy would be cool to hang out with. But
DJ Blazkowicz. That's mine.
Holy shit. DJ Blazkowicz.
Dude's too cool, man.
That's some dangerous choice of
That's
companionship.
a cool
my
guy,
friend.
yeah.
He's too cool. All right. If you could marry any video game character, who would it be?
Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Creed Odyssey, okay?
Yeah.
Aerith, Final Fantasy VII.
Elena. Nathan Drake's the game.
Dude, that's like any woman on the street right now. You can just go
she
for
was
it.
the most realistic character, okay? Here's the thing. I like, and I love her line in 2 when she first meets Chloe, and she just extends her hand and goes, "Oh, my name's Elena, last year's model." That's just cool. That's just cool.
Yeah.
What's a game that you didn't expect to enjoy but you ended up liking?
Oh, that's a rough.
Probably Alpha Centauri, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri.
Okay.
I hated that game the
Park
first time.
World.
Which one?
Jurassic World Evolution
Oh,
or whatever
yeah.
the fuck it was.
Yeah, I remember you playing that. You did enjoy it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever used a walkthrough?
Yes.
Yes.
Many times. Especially as a kid with no internet. You serious, yo? Fuck out of here.
I used to buy them.
Yeah, you know what? I still buy them when they're collector's editions. I still get them just because to collect them because I'm like that.
I used to, but then they went down.
But
They started going down in quality. Like they'll have errors, like spelling errors or false information, or sometimes even information from a completely different game.
Really?
Yes, that happened to me when I don't remember which game it was that about the strategy guide, and it was talking about Dark Souls at one point. And I was like, what the hell is this? It was obviously a printing mistake, but it's like nobody quality checked this shit.
evidently not. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly they didn't.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song from a game?
Wow.
That will be Heartbreak from Persona 4. That's probably
I can't really name
Your
any
Affection from
song.
Persona 3. There you go. Your Affection from Persona 3.
I can't really name any songs, but if I were, because there's one that I know that I really did enjoy. It's Panama from Lenny Kravitz. I believe it's in the intro of either Gran Turismo 3 or 4. I think it's 4.
Panama is from David Lee Roth, sir.
What?
Panama is from Van Halen and David Lee Roth.
So was it covered by Lenny Kravitz? 'Cause if Lenny fucking Kravitz sings the fucking song.
I don't think so.
Yo,
But,
you really?
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I will Google this shit right now and send it to you.
Go ahead, sir.
Mine is
Panama
anything
from-
from Hotline Miami because I love that shit.
Oh yeah, that shit was.
All right. What game do you want to play next?
Doom Eternal. If it's good, because I'm gonna wait for reviews because Bethesda, yo. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was looking for that Panama shit. What was it?
No, forget it. You already lost it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed.
I didn't-
The
I
question
leave it up
was-
to you, sir.
What game do you want to play next?
Holy shit. Doom Eternal.
There you
Same
go.
thing. All right.
Uh,
What is your favorite game genre?
RPGs.
Nice.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Has a game storyline ever made you cry?
Yes.
We just have
Spider-Man says hi.
What is your favorite fighting class? Warrior, mage, or rogue?
Rogue.
Mage.
What? I
Either.
I
What-
tend
what-
to
what-
go
what-
for the warrior.
Where's the love for the healers? You mentioned no healers?
It could be a mage.
Okay. Okay, let's go with mage then.
It's a fighting class, sir.
Well, there's that too.
Healers doesn't really fall within the fighting class. I mean, I think, yeah. I'm just... what is the first console you ever owned?
The Sega Master System.
Now, my father likes to say that he got me the first Nintendo, but if memory serves correctly, it was a Super Nintendo that I owned first.
Nice.
It was probably it was to me the Atari 2600. Although I believe that was my dad's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention it because it was my mom's.
Yeah.
I didn't own the 2600. The first one I owned was the NES, and it was a gift, but it was mine. So
yeah.
Of course. It's not like I had a job and once that.
Which video game character do you wish you would most like?
That I would most like?
That you
Wow.
wish you most
Oh,
like.
that I was more like. Shit. That I was most like. No, this is hard.
This is not a 2-second question.
No, this is not the second question.
You know?
It's just gonna be the
Just,
first one that comes to mind.
Sit
but...
down and think about it. Shit. Nathan Drake. Again.
There you go. Nathan Drake.
He's just cool. He's just a definition of cool, you know.
Sure. I'm gonna go Geralt. That's what.
I don't like his gravelly voice.
Hey, you're gonna like my gravelly voice, my friend.
No, I can't. I don't know.
Come on, Nathan Drake for the win.
All right. Anything?
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
All right. He doesn't know. You know what? Chaos Reaper.
You know what?
Oh,
Death.
yeah.
You know
That's
what?
yeah.
Death from Darksiders 2.
There you go. All right. That's creepy.
Thank you.
Do you prefer multiplayer games or solo?
Solo, 100,000-fold.
Solo. Even multiplayer games like Final Fantasy 14 and Warframe, I played solo.
Yeah.
In the category of multiplayer, however, do you prefer co-op or PvP?
Co-op.
Neither, he said. He's like,
I would go with co-op. I it's one thing fighting against your friends, but when you're fighting with your friends, it is so much more fun.
If you had to twist my hand, then co-op, yeah, I guess.
If video games didn't exist anymore, what would you do with your life?
Probably kill myself. No, I'm just kidding. I would read. I would probably read and watch a hell of a lot more TV. I would definitely read more.
I'd probably do a podcast, but it'd probably just be about movies, TV. Maybe I get into cooking.
So is this minus? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably be into football.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
interesting.
I'll be the most annoying Steelers fan there is. That's
Oh
what
my
I would.
God,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Is there a game world in which you would want to live in?
Final Fantasy 14, hands down.
I would want to live in a game world.
And that's not even a good game world to live in because it's rife with bullshit. But I would like to live in it.
I don't think there particularly is one. I mean, usually there's too much conflict in those
easily
worlds.
for me, and you know it. Rapture, BioShock.
I was gonna say-
really?
I was
Oh,
thinking
funny.
I thought of it.
And I'm sorry. Yes, that world, but pre-war.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
See,
that's
the thing about Final Fantasy 14 is that like whether you are the hero of time or not, you can be, an impressive person. Like you can be amazing whether it's fighting or not, whatever it is, you can be amazing at it. You don't have to be the chosen one to be it.
I would say Persona 3 because I'll be a
Because
Japanese
why not
school
shoot
kid.
yourself in the head to
And-
Persona? Fuck
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be
Fuck
living
yeah.
in Japan. I'll be taking classes in Japan.
I don't know about that, but okay.
I'll be shooting my head and going out with my friends.
Have you ever pretended to be sick to get out of something so you can stay home and play games?
Oh yeah, I did it the other day.
More than once.
What is a really popular game that everyone seems to love, but you don't like?
Shit.
Say that again?
That was
Really popular game that everyone seems to love, but you don't like.
Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption.
Dude,
Red
you deserve to get
Redemption.
drop kicked.
Red Dead Redemption. Fuck
Minecraft.
that game.
Minecraft,
Fuck
okay.
that game.
Minecraft and
'Cause
Fortnite because they're
Red
tied.
Dead Redemption. Because that game
actually-
is cowboy bullshit.
That was actually gonna be my next question. What is your opinion of Fortnite?
My opinion of Fortnite? I hate it.
It's good.
Passion.
It is an inspiration. It's an inspirational story. The game came out of nowhere and became the biggest hit of all time. I certainly don't like it, but I can appreciate what it has done for gaming.
I mean,
For gaming,
I
absolutely.
don't know about that because it came out of nowhere, but it just merely adopted somebody else's playstyle and added what they already had in it, which was the building aspect.
That's
of
true.
it.
That's true. Yeah,
That's an
absolutely
innovation,
true.
though.
Yeah.
And
And-
sure, it turned it into its own gigantic monster, but I don't care for it.
I don't care for it either, but I mean, it is a force to be reckoned with, and
It is.
I gotta
But-
respect it.
You know, and I'm sorry to anybody who might get offended by this, but I believe that people like stupid shit. And my best example of this is it's a song. You guys remember LMFAO?
LMFAO, yes.
These people had no talent to dance or sing. They just had a couple of catchy songs and they became, rich over this. People like stupid shit. Flappy
That's-
Bird is a great example.
That is capitalism in itself, right there.
Yeah.
What's more important, action or story?
What do you mean action? What does that mean?
Gameplay. He means gameplay.
Do you mean gameplay?
Take it as what you think.
If it's gameplay, then obviously gameplay.
Damn. I have played some games that have bad gameplay, but the story held me on. It kept me on. So I'm gonna go with story.
It'll never do that. It'll never do that to me. I mean, Bayonetta 1 was a story nonsense, and that game was amazing. And that story had dude, what the fuck was that story?
Interesting. What games or game are you really bad at?
First the multiplayer shooters.
Sports games.
Racing games.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure I can get good at it, but I just don't like it much. You know what I mean? And
Oh, it's how I feel about sports games.
well,
Yeah, there you go.
Have you ever stopped playing a game because it was too scary?
No.
Scary? No, although I never played PT.
But okay.
I never started it.
Yeah,
so
you started- yeah.
yeah.
I will stop a play session because of it, but I won't stop playing the game. Like I'll pick it up again.
Yeah.
Outlast.
No, you stop playing.
I didn't care for Outlast.
You're like, fuck that shit. I'm out.
This is too stressful. I need a weapon of some sort. I don't need to just be carrying this camera. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's not that it
very-
was stressful. I didn't like the fact that the only thing you carry was the camera.
exactly. And you have to hide. It's just too
I
much.
thought it's not my type of game. That's all.
Is there a game that you consider to be really bad, but is your secret guilty pleasure?
No.
Yeah.
If I consider a game to be bad, it's I'm done with it.
May I introduce you to a little Steam special title called House Party?
Oh my
Wow,
fucking god!
bro,
Can
wow.
you seriously bring that up again?
Wow.
I put over 8 hours in that game, and I found myself playing it for a whole night. And I was like, "What am I doing with my life? Why am I even playing this?" But it just kept me. It kept me hooked. It kept me hooked.
Mine is the Matrix Path of Neo.
Oh,
Wow, really? That was such a bad fucking game.
I know it. I'm not denying it. What's the best weapon you ever used in a game?
Oh shit! It's got to be the
Wow.
the chainsaw from Gears of War. The chainsaw bayonet. There has not been a weapon like it. There has not been a weapon like it.
The Gunblade.
I'm gonna go with the Leviathan X. I really enjoy the hell out of that shit.
Really? I think the gunblade is such a fucking cool weapon.
I think the gunblade is amazing. I love that design. Yeah. No, I mean, as far as fun to use,
I mean, you get to shoot fuckers while you're slicing into them, bro.
I know that's insane. I love it. What was the question? How was the question went?
What's the best weapon in a video game?
See,
Your
there
opinion.
was something very satisfying about cutting people in half with the same gun that you were using to shoot, and in the principle, what you're describing with the gunplay is the same shit. It's like you're slicing people with the same gun that you're using to shoot.
But one can definitely argue that one is more gun while the other one's more blade.
True.
You know
true.
what I mean? So,
They just have aspects of each other.
Yeah.
So it's funny that
it's clearly
answer,
your guys on the same wavelength. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have a gun and put something
And slice the fuck out of people while we're at it.
Something edge with an edge.
Yeah, because I'm edgy as fuck.
That's right. Would you rather have loads of time to play games but only able to buy 2 games a year, or be able to buy loads of games but never have time to play them?
Nope.
Never.
What
What I mean, never. What I mean, never have time. Like
never have much time to play them.
Oh, not much time. But that's my life right now. So yes, I'll stick with what I know.
We're already there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Definitely already there.
I'll stick with the devil I know.
Ditto. I will stick with it as well. What is your favorite video game series of all time?
Series of all time. Shit, this is a hard one.
I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy because people are not afraid to take a risk.
Series
To switch around their methods, their formula, to bring something new to the series. They don't mind doing that from one game to another, and I admire them for that.
Keep talking.
No, he's not buying you any more time.
Okay.
That's about as much time as I can.
I mean, there was a time where I would, without hesitance, I would have said Halo, hands down. Now though, it's
that game is.
It's very.
Not
Halo. The Halo series was great until they continued it somehow after 3. You know.
Of all time, I'd have to go with the BioShock series, easily. There's only 2 of them, but there's a lot of DLC involved, and that's my favorite.
All right, well, Persona, even though I didn't care for Persona 5. See, it's hard. I can't. There's always one game that shits the bed. So, but if you ask me what series are you excited about, probably Persona. I guess it'll have to be.
There you go.
Because I love Persona 3 and Persona 4 was amazing. Persona 5 though, not so much.
Not so much.
What or who got you into video games in the first place?
My dad bought me a Commodore 64, and that was the end of it.
I'm gonna go with Mom because she's the one that had the Atari.
I'm gonna go with my dad. He was the one who brought home the Atari the first time as well.
The Atari.
That started it all. All right, guys. Last question.
Oh,
really?
Oh, come on.
Hey, that was like 45 questions. So just letting you know.
Really? You have gone through them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we burned them real fast. Shit.
Jeez, I wonder why I'm calling him rapid fire.
I wonder why they're called rapid fire.
All right. This one's got to be fast, though. First one that comes to heart. Favorite game of all time.
Bayonetta.
What?
I'm
Favorite
sorry.
what?
He said Bayonetta. Oh, favorite game of all time.
Final Fantasy 7.
I
I have no doubt about that.
Bayonetta. I'll own it because that game is great.
Final Fantasy VII was my answer for so long.
What changes it?
BioShock.
Come on.
BioShock
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
No, BioShock,
Really?
the original BioShock,
BioShock.
literally blew me away. I have played that game to completion so many times. I own the freaking the compilation that has everything together, and played it again recently for PlayStation 4, and will not get rid of it because I just freaking love that game. That's the one that comes to mind.
You made me answer too fast. Can I amend mine?
Really
It's StarCraft.
say
It's
that
really
Bayonetta
StarCraft.
is not your
It's the
favorite
original
game?
StarCraft. It is the original StarCraft. There you go. That's it. That's it. StarCraft, PC. There you go. Can't do it on consoles. StarCraft on PC. Thank you. But Bayonetta is an amazing game. Bayonetta 2.
Now
a good game.
he's talking himself back into Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Dude,
see.
Bayonetta has style like a motherfucker. Bayonetta has style. It has style. You're killing evil angels, bro.
Oh, is that how you put yourself to sleep at night? That they're evil?
Dude, look at you guys own Nintendo. You own a fucking Nintendo. I can't believe you haven't grabbed that. 2 games for the price of 1.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is just the God's honest truth. I forgot that I own a fucking Switch.
That's really sad.
He didn't
Totally forgot that
he didn't own it for so long that he forgot.
And it's not like I haven't played anything on it. I just haven't touched it such a long time that I forgot that that's even there.
He at one point he was like, he was uncomfortable sleeping in his bed. So what the hell is this under the bed? Oh shit, this is the Switch. I have a Switch.
Oh my.
Wow.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, to an awesome episode, the real episode 174 of GG's Mouthful Podcast. As always, please go to goodgame.tech, join the conversation there, and please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Maddog signing off for this week. Mr. Hilberto, what you got?
I hope I can play some video games this week. It's I just God damn. But no, honestly, I really enjoyed this hot topic. Thank you very much, Maddog, for coming up with it. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than that, even though some questions like really kind of stumped me there for a little bit. But seriously though, this was an amazing podcast, and thank you very much for coming up with it.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys you got some good answers there, although we heard Dragon Age 2 a little too often, but that's okay.
It is a bad game.
I mean,
God damn, that was a bad game.
To be honest, you heard Final Fantasy 7 just about as much.
That's true.
Dragon Age
At least that
2.
was on the column, not the other column. Somebody has just a little bit too much hate for a particular.
Actually, I think Dragon Age Origin is my favorite game of all time.
Oh,
I
for
won't
the
blame
love.
you for it. I won't blame you for it because that is such an amazing game.
That is a game. That is a game. So you missed out.
And I played it on PlayStation 3. You know how hard it is to play a game that's meant for PC on PlayStation 3?
Yeah, bro. And that's a testament to how good that game was, and a testament to how shit Dragon Age 2 was.
2, it really is. It was really a disappointment. I understand what they were going for, but it just did not work.
No, it did not work. I didn't understand what they were coming from. It looked like they did not have time, because they really did not have time. This is something that they just shit it at the last second.
They were trying to focus on one area for the story and whatever, for reasons that I can't remember right now.
Because they didn't have time to develop a whole world. And I think the podcast's over anyway.
So David,
Okay.
Dream Twister, take us home. Before you take us home, that's not the Ouya, is it?
No, sir.
Is that an Amazon box?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
That's the Alexa Fire Cube.
I was looking at it like, that better not be the damn Ouya still sitting over there.
The Ouya 2 came out. You didn't even notice.
They shadow dropped it, recently.
I've been beta testing it. I'm not supposed to say anything, I'm beta testing it.
Embargo,
So,
sir.
yeah, I'm under embargo, so we'll edit that part out.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Cheesy!